Where do you love? Is something we can discuss. Where do you love? Is it the highest escape on a mountain you won't budge? Where do you love? Where do you love? Where do you love? It could be the subway. It could be the patio. It could be your best friend waiting in the dark.
my god, FPV is the most fun thing in the world. Hey, what's up everybody? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. I hope that you... What just happened? I don't think we're... do me a favor, type live. No, we're good. I hope that you watched that at the link that I sent you into the chat so that you get it in full quality. These streams are shit quality. Yes. If not, if you just watched that here on the stream, here's the link again. Oh god. Yeah. Go check it out in proper quality. I'm pretty pleased with... I actually didn't get a chance to watch that just now, but I'm pretty happy with the quality of the Session 4. Session 4 is really the only way... Session 4s are $100 on eBay right now. So in terms of like building a budget setup, I think they're really the best bet in terms of an HD camera. So yeah, that was a cool session. That was not my budget glide build. That was my one of my regular glide builds, but my regular glide builds are only a little bit more money than the budget builds, roughly like an extra $50. That was on F40 Pro 2s, which are like $20 per because they're an old discontinued motor. You can find them on clearance. And then the only really other difference is an Acon ESC instead of, in the budget build, there's like a janky ass Racer Star ESC. So yeah, that's essentially what you can do with a $400 build there. And I was pretty happy. The session, I've been using the Session 4 for just like parking lot bashing sessions, where like it's either cloudy or it's not golden hour, or maybe like the spot isn't all that interesting, and I'm just out there to kind of like fly and practice basically. I would really love to have a what I call a faux pro, 3D printed. If any of you 3D printing guys are willing to do it, I would love that. On Thingiverse, you can get a 3D print file of a Session 5, and then the trick is figuring out what the infill needs to be, like 67% infill or something like that, ends up making it the exact same weight as like an actual Session 5, right? Because then when you go out to just practice, you can have something, and it'll act like an airbag, right? Something in the GoPro mount so that your rig is the exact same weight, So, but although for me, I guess it makes sense for me to keep using the Session 4, because then when I open and close the streams, I have something to kind of show you guys. But Session 4 without a protection plan is kind of expensive. Although I don't know, I've really pounded the shit out of that Session 4 and it's held up really well. So it's probably worth it to continue to use the Session 4 now that I kind of talk through it. Yeah. Hope you guys like that. That was the Session 4 into Premiere. You guys got to watch me do the majority of that edit. I don't remember if you guys got... I hope you guys got to see the color correction process. I know you guys didn't get to see the fake super view process, but I just follow Wild Willie's video from a while ago on how to do that. It's not hard, and he breaks it down beautifully. If you just type into YouTube search like GoPro fake super view, I'm pretty sure it'll come up. We can actually do it right now. GoPro fake super view. I think his video comes up first. Yeah, sure enough, there it is. So yeah, to do the so the session 4 doesn't have super view, and the most the best quality that you can get out of the session 4 is 1440 in 4x3. Super view takes 4x3 and squashes it down to 16x9 in this kind of fancy way. So yeah, the if you put the session 4 onto 1440 and then you do this fake super view method, it's still not as good as the session 5, but it's okay. You can also see it. The session 4 doesn't look nearly as good, but you can get another example of it in my crashing Steele's house video. I'm gonna drop a link on you guys right now to that so that you don't have to go digging for it. Here it is, and let me just get you guys a link. It didn't look nearly as good in this, but I kind of like that because it just gives you guys another kind of data point as to what quality you can expect from a session 4. Again, the session 5 is definitely a better option, but it's a lot more money. They're creeping up towards $200, and that's an awful lot of money to not have a protection plan on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, here's a little bit more of the session 4. This is a little bit more of an overcast day. Lot of trees. I think the session 4 is also a lower bit rate, and this location here has like a lot going on, right? Like a lot of scraggle, a lot of leaves on the ground, a lot of contrast changes, a lot of shitty computers or shitty internets that can't do the internet thing. But yeah, and that's hard on the bit rate. Whereas the edit from a minute ago at the stables, oh, I guess it's kind of the same because it's in the trees and stuff. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I don't feel like the session looks as good in this edit here. And I guess I'm not really sure why. Maybe I just wasn't flying as good. Yeah, I don't know. You guys be the judge, but yeah, there's some stuff for you to check out. Hold on, let me I got stuff kind of all over the place here. Okay. So, Whoop Wednesday today. We're gonna put some FPV Cycle 2204's on the Cinesplore number 2, and then I think I'm also gonna move the third glide that's on the Pro 4's over to Pro 2's because I think I need to really lock in on which nano camera that I'm going to be using on the glides. Right now, each glide has a different camera, and they're not. In order to like properly test the cameras to see which one I'm vibing with, I need to have the 3 rigs to be as close to identical as possible. And having this one on the Pro 4's, I don't know. I don't know if it's just placebo or whatever, but the motors are such a big variable that I need to remove that variable if I'm gonna really fairly compare I think I have like 6 different nano cameras at the moment. We're gonna take a look at that in a minute as well. When we're done with the other stuff, I should say, not in a minute. So, yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on, but we got all night, so hey, what the hell, let's get through it. Leadfinger says, the music in your edit is fire. What song? Oh, dude, thank you. I actually need to look that up. That's actually one of the reasons why I really like that edit, is because that song is just fucking great. I don't remember what song it is. I'm literally having to open up Premiere right now to look at the actual file, and then I'm gonna add that to the the description of the $300 plus stables, or not. Come on, man. Copy. Maybe that'll work. I'm constantly... I don't understand how... I don't get why YouTube makes it so hard to do anything. To do everything. Like, I just... Okay. Alright, I got there eventually. It is... What the fuck? Come on, show me the goddamn name for me. Why are you doing that? Leave it up. I guess I have to read it in strobes. Name of the band is Autograph, Autograf. Autograf. I think that's the band name. And then this... Oh, god damn it. The song name is all long. Song name is Metaphysical, but it's a weird spelling. P-H-Y-S-I-C-A-L. P-H-Y-S-I-C-A-L. Meta, P-H-Y-S-I-C-A-L. But then it's a different version of it. D-A-K-T-Y-L. D-A-K-T-Y-L remix, it looks like. K-T-Y-L remix. And I don't think it said anything after that, but let me just take another quick strobing look. Oh, now it's fine. Okay. Okay. Oh, nope, now it's back to strobing it. Okay. That's very helpful. No, I think that's the full song name. Thanks for the reminder, dude. I don't commonly forget that, but sometimes I do. I'm gonna cut that. Metaphysical Daxo remix by Autograph. There we go. Alright, cool. Okay. And we are good to go. Let's get out of here. And oh my god, the chat is on fire. Okay, let's get caught up on chat, and then we can start doing some work. Word FPV says, wish I was on these live streams before purchasing that H7 AIO a few months ago. Let's just say it's going to be a long, very long time before I get another one. F4 Mamba took its place, LOL. Oh my god, Word, did it fail already? Oh man, I'm sorry, bro. Ugh. Yeah. Sorry, dude. That sucks so bad. You know the saying, like, I hate being right? With the AIOs, I feel that a lot, unfortunately. Frank Nicholas says, FPV is the most fun thing in the world. It is indeed. Jafar says, lava lamp. Thank you, Jafar. All right. What else do we have? I got a bag of chocolate-covered pretzels over here. I can't wait to eat one. I am fucking starving. Don Ladd says, feeling a lot better now. Glad to be back in the land of the living. Awesome, Don. Love that, man. Love that for you, brother. As the cool kids say. Drone Goat says $500 with the session. Almost $500 with a session 5. $400 with a session 4. Session 4 is shockingly decent. But if I was gonna do anything, like if I fly a really good spot, which the Stables is a really good spot. I don't know why I didn't put a session 5 on that day, to be honest with you. I'm kind of glad that I didn't. But yeah, it's. I mean, like, let's be honest about the session 4, right? It's fine for 99% of people, of FPV pilots. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's gonna be like, ooh, that quality is so. Maybe they will. I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably wrong about that, but it's better than I thought. I guess maybe that's what I'm getting at. EDoc says the Eachine 1102 19,000 kV motors are available on their own now on Banggood. They're also available in the States from Cyclone FPV. That's where I ordered mine from, which are on this guy here. Very cool if they're also on Banggood for all of you in the rest of the world, not in cheeseburger land. Athex FPV says Facebook message is what you're talking about. Facebook message, is that what you're talking about? Tag me again, Athex, and give me a little bit more. I don't know what that means, man. Sorry, my brain is very smooth. Weirdo with a skateboard is here. What's up, brother? Ramdongo says, sorry, I had lots of beer last night. Not so grumpy today. No worries, Ram. You're allowed to not be up to snuff and be hungover. It's all good. Z says, yo, dog. Frank Nicholas dropping a link to CiottiFPV. Oh, God, I almost threw up. CiottiFPV.com. Thank you, Frank. Yes, I am doing this full-time. Oh, Jesus. How long's it been on that? The whole time? Sorry, guys. I am doing this full-time now. If you'd like to support me so that I can keep on going, CiottiFPV.com has a million different ways that you can do that. I can let me work for you on a bunch of gigs I have over on Fiverr, which will pretty soon be replaced by FPVinstructor.com. There's an Etsy store, Patreon page, and a whole bunch of affiliate links over there as well. Just go over to CiottiFPV.com. There's a bunch of really cool buttons you can click. There's even BattleBots info at the very bottom. So yeah, go click some buttons and your life will get better. Frank Nicholas says, Autograph Metaphysical. Somehow Frank knew the song before I was even able to look it up and strobe it. Dante J says, sorry guys, in CiottiFPV I gotta go. Not doing great, have fun tonight. Dante J, if you watch this on repeat, I hope things get better. That's the cat's food. I 100% absolutely have to go get that. I'm sorry, guys. Here's something. Hopefully I don't crash right away.
Looked like pentagram on the top. fell. No, it looks fine.
Anybody who says the glide frame is not durable, you can eat me. Hold on. Okay. Drone Goat says, look on the left where all the files are. Sometimes I don't import the file to there. Sometimes I just drag shit directly into the timeline. And it doesn't show up over there, unfortunately. It's stupid. I know I shouldn't do that, but sometimes I'm being lazy. Grant R says, what are your thoughts on the BQE pickpocket frame? I'm thinking about 2-inch version. I like the idea of being able to add/remove ducts. This build will be for ripping around my backyard. I'm not a toothpick guy, but I know that the pickpocket frames are some of the most durable toothpick frames available. So yeah, if you're into the toothpick thing, it's going to be a really good it's going to be a really good option for you. In fairness, I mean, you can add remove ducts on any frame because they just bolt on underneath. So those Gep RC 2-inch ducts you can kind of put on anything. But yeah, that doesn't take anything away from the fact that the BQE pickpocket frame is awesome and it's nice and durable. So yeah, that's a good one. Not for me. I kind of burned the toothpick thing out in my first like year and a half of the hobby, back in like 2017, I guess it was 2016, 2017. I don't know when. My first rig was the original OG Baby Hawk, which I basically turned into a 3-inch toothpick way back when, running it on 1S and then 2S, and then eventually 3S. And yeah, I just sort of moved on from there. So I know everybody wants me to do toothpick builds now, but it's just, yeah, I build differently now. I build stuff that as closely emulates the 5-inch flying experience as possible, and toothpicks are sort of the complete opposite of that. Super lightweight, kind of I mean, they don't have to be fragile, but the camera is hanging out in the middle of nowhere, so it's inherently going to be more fragile than a school bus style frame where the camera is inside and protected, which is one of the main reasons that I moved over to the school bus style frames, is because I wanted to pull the camera inside of a carbon cage, so that the camera would be more durable. Back in my toothpick days, I must have spent $300-400 on AIO cameras, just breaking them over and over again because they were out flapping around in the wind, all exposed. Yeah, they got a little bit of TPU or PLA above them to give them a little bit of protection, but when you crash a toothpick hard, it explodes. You know, the bi-blade props, when the motor hits the ground, the bi-blade prop rotates out of the way and the motor bell smacks into the concrete, and that just completely obliterates the motor. Micromotors are already very fragile. So yeah, I just sort of moved on, but they do some really amazing. I had a great experience flying that toothpick back in 2016, 2017, 2018, whenever the hell that was that I got started. And I learned a ton. Like, I learned to fly on it, right? I was able to fly it absolutely everywhere, absolutely anywhere. I was able to get tons of stick time in, and yeah, so they're great for what they are. But personally, I just decided to sort of burn that out. Loon FPV is here. He says, "What's up, you sad bastard? I live. Sorry I've been out of the game so long. Hopefully I can get a new transmitter and be back in the air next time we hang out, since it's been a whopping 6 months. Holy crap. Glad to have you back, Loon." He also says, "Don't go eating all those in one sitting. Hate to see you get diphtheria." Mallrats reference. Weirdo with a Skateboard says, "I am sick as all F, and now I have heat stroke." Jesus, Weirdo. Take it easy, man. We need our Weirdo. Don't die. You're not allowed. You're only allowed to die when the collective is done with you. YouTube did the thing, so I'm trying to find my place. Don J says, "Thanks, man. Means a lot to me. You're certainly welcome, my man." T-Bird says, "What's up? I'm working, and the boss just left." Chibi says, "That Stables edit was dope. Glad I took a quick break from work to watch it live. Nice job. Thanks, brother. Much appreciated." Loon says, "Trying to scrub through the video for a clean section. Keeps hitting crash segments." I don't even bother. I mean, I just try to scrub so that you don't stare at the ground that much. I mean, there's absolutely no way that it's not going to be constant crashes with me. It's just how I fly. Loon also says, "You and Flash with the timelines." You and Flash with the timelines. I don't know what that means, Loon. Sorry, man. Athix, did you re-tag me? Doesn't look like he did. But I'm caught up on the chat, so we're gonna start doing some work over here. Namely, I really want to get the these 2004's onto this Cinesplore. So any thoughts on the session 4 footage? Your thoughts can absolutely be, "It looks like ass and you're an idiot for running it." That's totally fine. If those are your thoughts. I'm just curious as to what you guys think about the quality. Loon says, "Sorry, you and the Flash with timelines." You and the Flash with timelines. I don't think that makes any more sense. You and the Flash. Like the comic book guy, the Flash? You and the Flash with timelines. Unfortunately, that doesn't make any more sense to me, Loon. I'm sure I'm the problem. Athix says, "Look at your Facebook Messenger. I sent a screenshot of the print file." All right, going over to Facebook. Loon says, "Yes, LOL." I don't watch the show. I'm assuming that's an inside joke. I don't watch the show The Flash. So I guess that's why I don't understand the reference. Sorry, bro. Facebook Messenger. Okay, hang on one second, Athix. Oh shit, Athix, what's your real name? What's your real name, Athix? I can't keep track of all your guys' YouTube names, your Discord names, your Facebook names, your Instagram names. It's like homework sometime. Drone Pilot is here. Double A is here. Double A loved it. Thank you, brother. Happy Wednesday. I have a Hero 4. Is there a separate form factor on this? What do you mean, Double A? Session 4 is the same form factor as the Session 5. Hero 4, I believe, is the same form factor as the Hero 6, 7, not the 8. Yeah, there it is. Okay. There you are. All right, Daniel. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Fake GoPro session. Yeah, that's the one that I'd seen on Thingiverse. Awesome. Okay. And all right, good deal. All right, cool. I think I'm caught up. Hang on one second. Hang on one second, ladies and germs. Got something that might make me a couple bucks here. Here's something. I'll be right back. I gotta get back to this person really quickly. And there's that. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I was bouncing the throttle up and down at some point there. I don't know why. It was weird. I'm assuming that I was talking to the mic, and like, I don't know, maybe I was talking about like the throttle response or something like that. What's up, DJ? Bot Grinder in the house. How are you, man? I hope you're really well. Let me get caught up on the chat here real quick. Richard says, I'm used to my RunCam hybrid, hard to tell the quality on the Session 4 because of YouTube reducing the resolution, but I'm not sure about that either. It might be that my internet sucks. So I pushed out, I mean, you should be able to lock your quality in on like a regular YouTube video. Like my streams won't let you do that because my computer can only handle 720p for the live streams. DJ says, "Whoa, Ciotti does live streams. When did he start doing those?" You know, it's been like it's been like a few months. No, I guess it's been about a year. It's been a little over a year, rather. Can you believe that? Bot says he can't tag people in chat anymore. Really? That's weird. Yeah, it's crazy that it's been over a year. I didn't even realize that until like a week or two ago. Yeah, Richard, you should be able to lock your quality, and if you set the YouTube quality to 4K or even 2.7, that'll be pretty much full quality. In Premiere, Bot, what happens if you try this, Bot? Type CiottiFPV. Type CiottiFPV. You don't even need the @ symbol. I'll test it and see if it comes up in orange. That's super weird. I can't do it on my phone. If you're on your phone, then I would understand that. I've never been able to do it. Yeah, see, it showed up. You're good. Look at. So it still works on our side. Maybe it's just not autofilling, or maybe you're on the YouTube application on the phone. That could be it. All right, hang on one more second. I gotta just send one more reply back. Okay. Hey, don't. It won't end well for you. Sometimes you just gotta go straight to threatening. You know, that's interesting, Richard. You mentioned RunCam Hybrid. I wonder if it looks better or worse than the RunCam Hybrid. I never really thought about that. We can take a quick look, though, at my RunCam Hybrid edit versus the that Session 4 edit. So yeah, let's see. Let's see which one looks better. I'll put these full screen. Oh god, look at this fucking guy. Alright, so here's the RunCam. Yeah, RunCam Hybrid looks better. Maybe, I don't know. Let me try to pick a still image out that's like in focus. There we go. So there's a still from the RunCam Hybrid. This is a little bit of an unfair comparison because that is tracking a stationary subject and this is not, but let's see if I can get a still image where I'm not moving super fast. Yeah, that's me not moving super fast. Wow, yeah, RunCam Hybrid all day. I mean, it makes sense. Session 4 is like a 50-year-old camera. The RunCam Hybrid will go all the way up to 4K. The Session 4 is stuck at 1440, which is only barely better than 1080. So I guess it makes some sense. Don't I do a little... oh, here we go. From the beginning of this edit, there we go. So that's a much more fair fight because there we go. That's a much better comparison there. And yeah, I think it's safe to say that the RunCam Hybrid looks a lot better. than the Session 4, which is kind of interesting because they basically cost the same amount. You can't get a damage protection plan on either one of them, but with a Runcam hybrid, if you put that into a 5-inch rig, there's going to be an acre of props in view. Whereas if you, a Session 4, you know, you can put up in a GoPro mount. So that's actually really interesting. I was flying the hybrid on a more sunny day. That is very true, Richard. But I'm pretty sure that the hybrid is still better. Than it. I mean, it only makes sense. It's a much newer camera. Sensors have come a long way since the Session 4, and the Session 4 gets a lot of hate for being a pretty shitty camera, rightfully so. I don't actually think it's a shitty camera. I think it's just old. But yeah, kind of an interesting comparison. I will say this: the Session 4 is going to be miles more durable than a Runcam hybrid. So yeah, I mean, a Runcam hybrid doesn't really make any sense on a 5-inch rig. Again, because you're going to have all the props in view. Lauren Rose says, what about the Orange 5 Runcam? I had one of those. It blew up on the second crash. The first crash was like a nothing crash. The second crash was even more of a nothing crash. So the Runcam 5 Orange is not a realistic thing in my opinion. Plus it's $100. You can get a Session 4 for the same money, and it'll at least last you more than 2 crashes. So yeah, that all of the Cube, Runcam, and Caddx cameras I've gotten to use, and they were all pretty atrocious. If you're gonna get a Cube cam, Session 4 if you've only got $100, Session 5 if you've got $160 to $200. Realistically, Session 5 is the way to go, but $200 is a lot of money without a physical protection plan. The flip side of that, though, is that the Session 5 and the Session 4, they are like the most durable cameras ever made, arguably. So even though you can't get a physical damage protection plan, and even though you're looking at spending $200, they're going to survive and last a ton longer. LCVFPV says Foxeer Box 2 works good. Not in my opinion. I wasn't happy with the image quality or the durability of it. But that's just me. I crash really hard. Yeah. Scrolling back up, I gotta get caught up on chat here. Weird Red Skateboard says, off to beat the sun because it's too hot, and I have a good one catch. Thanks for hanging, Weirdo. Always good to see ya. Loon FPV says, gonna have to catch you later. I gotta get cooking dinner and shit, but it was cool hanging out. Always cool hanging out, Loon. Scrolling. Where are we at here? Alright, there's the backgrounder conversation. I'm almost caught up. DJ CJX backs me up on the fact that on your phone it won't autofill. That's annoying. That's very annoying. I thought it was just me. It's good to know it's not just me. CMYKFPV says, what's up? What's up, Steven? How the hell are you? Richard, no, we got that. YouTube just did the thing, you goddamn son. Now I have to piss. One more time, guys, sorry. Hold on. bent the shit. I just bent a prop up in like a nothing crash worse than all those 3 of those crashes combined. That's very frustrating. All right, enough bad flying. This was one of my first days back flying after taking those like 3, 4, 5 months off from flying 5-inch. So it makes a lot of sense that I was constantly hitting the ground. SSTFPV is in the house. Ram Donko says, has DJI halted sales of FPI drone? Chip shortage? That's what I thought initially, Ram. But after reading a little bit more, what I'm being told is that DJI has halted sales on the goggles individually and like all the individual components. So maybe maybe they just want to drive sales into the FPV drone, right? Because you can't buy the FPV drone without the goggles. So maybe they're just trying to sell a ton of them. Maybe we should give it another couple days because bad translations, maybe there's a V3 goggle coming, right? So let's not jump to conclusions. It only really affects people that were trying to buy the goggles like today. So yeah, I figure it makes sense to just like chill and see how it shakes out over, the next week or so. Grant R says, where do you typically find used Session 4's 5's? eBay, Grant. It's kind of the only spot to get them at this point. Frank Nicholas says, DJI has only stated they halted selling the current DJI Air Unit SKU, nothing about any other products. Okay, so there you go. There's some facts for you to replace my, as always, wrong info. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I got a chance to make some money tomorrow, and I can't turn it down. I gotta jump on this and just send a quick message. All right, cool. Okay, cool. It's not FPV related. It has nothing to do with FPV. Word FPV says the toughest 5-inch frame you've flown and liked. So here's my question for you, Word. Why are you looking for the toughest 5-inch frame? And the reason that I ask that is if you were to fly the toughest 5-inch frame, all you're going to do is break lots and lots and lots of motors. And motors cost $25 each, and they're difficult to replace. I talk a lot on here about the glide frame and how the glide frame has the perfect mix of arms that are strong enough so that they don't break all the time, but weak enough that if the amount of energy involved in the crash is enough to break the motor, the arm will break before the motor. So instead of needing to replace a $25 motor that requires soldering, you can replace a $5 or $6 or $7 arm that requires 6 bolts to be removed. MT Head says Apex. Yeah, Apex is definitely going to be a tough frame. Apex kind of falls into that category where you're going to break lots and lots of motors and not a lot of arms. And for me, that doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Like I approach this hobby from like a super budget and a super quality of life standpoint. So for me, I would rather have the cheaper option that also requires less work. And that is the Glide over the Apex. Also, the Glide costs literally half as much as the Apex. This like $90, $100 frame thing is kind of crazy in my opinion. LCV FPV says, do you have a Glide frame with the Dead Cat arms? I certainly do. I mean, not built at the moment, LCV, but I have built it with the Dead Cat arms. And I have yeah, I have a few sets of the Dead Cat arms. Word FPV says, maybe toughest was the wrong word, but your answer is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, I had a feeling it might be word. I had a feeling if I just launched into that it would answer the question. LCV says, I just ordered a frame and 3 Dead Cat arms to make an HD build. Awesome. Good thinking getting 3 Dead Cat arms because, yeah, if you break one, it's a pain in the ass. Espander says, people love drama and DJI marketing department is using that to get people about talking DJI a lot and nonstop. It's interesting. That's an interesting thought, Espander. I don't disagree. Sorry, guys. Chance to make $250 for an hour's worth of work is just something I can't turn down. Again, not FPV related. Okay. LCV says, damn, I wanted to see it. It's yeah, I mean, I only put those. So here's the only problem with the Dead Cat arms is that, I mean, and this is the problem with any time you do this, anytime that you swing the front arms back so that you can run like 0 degree up tilt, for example, which is really the only reason to run Dead Cat arms, right? Is that the canopy, the nose of the quad, is the farthest forward point. So like, it's not a problem with the Glide, or it's not a problem with the Glide Dead Cat arms. It's just an inherent problem to swing the front arms back for a cinematic rig to run low up tilt. Yeah, the chin and the camera becomes the first thing that hits. So you just got to be really, really careful. But the only reason to do Dead Cat arms is if you're doing like a cinema heavy gig, and with those gigs you shouldn't be smashing the rig. So yeah, it totally works. I didn't even really need to adjust my tune with the Dead Cat arms, amazingly. It would help to just push your pitch P and D gains up a little bit because you are losing some mechanical torque on the pitch axis. But believe it or not, the your tune should be totally fine. All right. All right, cool. And good deal. Love it. Okay. Hillside FPV says, I love the glide frame, but the problem is that it's not always available. That problem will be taken care of very, very soon. There aren't many people in here, right? Shh. Bob told me he's got enough glide frames coming to be in stock for like a year. So yeah. DJ says, dude, you gotta keep the lights on. So true. And just like that, I'm caught up on the chat. What do you think about that news? You didn't hear it from me. Let's do some goddamn work. Feel free to tag me in the chat if you have any questions or thoughts. I will try my best to keep up with it, but no promises because I need to get some stuff done here. What am I saying? I'll definitely keep up with it. I always do. Okay. So, this is the FPV Cycle Cinesplore number 2. My main one, the one that I built first. So here's the, in case you're wondering why 2, basically, if you're gonna, so in the future, once I have my Part 107, I would really like to get into doing cinematic drone work. I think that writers and producers are finally now finding out what FPV drones can do, and the pay is pretty unbelievable. We're talking like $1,000 day rates and triple-digit per hour rates. And yeah, I have a funny feeling, especially now after things like the bowling alley edit, right? That there's just going to be more of a demand for us pilots. And when it comes to like doing cinematic work, there's a set. Just when it comes to like movie sets in general, right? And like you could even go as far as to say like when it comes to jobs that pay more than like $30 an hour, let's say, right? There's basically the saying is 2 is 1 and 1 is none. And what that means is if you have 2 of something, you basically have 1 of something, because as soon as you get there, one of them is going to catch on fire. If you have 1 of something, you have none of something, because as soon as you get there, it's going to catch on fire. So yeah, realistically, like whenever I get a rig that flies really well, whenever I do a build that flies really well, that has like a purposeful use, I immediately go to, okay, I gotta build the second one. And it's not all that expensive, right? Like these builds are not that bad. Typically you're gonna spend anywhere from like $200 to $350 on a build, and that's really not bad at all. I'm also in a place, I'm pretty lucky to be in a place where if I needed to sell a build, I could use my microphone, right? And like the audience that you guys have provided me with to like move a build on. So like for me, building a second Cinesplore makes a lot of sense. Also, it makes testing stuff a lot easier, which, case in point, is what we're doing right now. One of the big things that I'm looking forward to here with these motors is comparing these to the Brother Hobby 2204's. So for a lot of different reasons, it makes sense for me to build multiples. It's not just me being a rich bitch, because I'm far from, I'm anything but that. Every single thing that I build, every single thing that I buy in this hobby is like a very measured purchase, with a lot of thought that's gone into it. Because yeah, I respect the shit out of the money that you guys are willing to donate and send my way, and I mean I'm also in a place where I need to be realistic with the money that I'm spending, because I got them bills. So yeah, that's where the multiples thing is. It's not just me being like a, you know, I'll put it this way: I ain't driving around no Lambo. I ain't even driving at all at the moment. So, all right, let's get to work. Can I batch this out? Let me see something. Let me see if I can batch this out a little bit. If you haven't seen it, brand new edit up on the channel here. GoPro Session 4 at the stables. Very interesting look at the image quality that you can get from a Session 4 with a little bit of work in post-production. Not a whole lot. Pretty simple editing that was done to that video. Lots of streams from the last week showing exactly what that editing was, so that you can get an idea of yeah, what's possible. I was pleasantly surprised at the quality. This one's a little farther. Let me do these individually. It's fine. I was gonna try to batch these out, but you know what? I can batch them out left side, right side. That'll be fine. That'll save me a little bit of time. When you strip these motor wires down, use your fingernails. Your fingernails will not nick the metal of the wire, so you're basically guaranteeing that you don't take any of the conductive properties away from the wire by using your fingernails, rather than using something metal. Even like those fancy like automatic strippers rather, it's still better to use your fingernails. Here's the key though: if you use your fingernails, make sure that you remove enough of the silicone. If you remove too little, you kind of have to go back in with something metal to get the rest of it, as you just saw. Just a little tip. It makes much more of a difference on micromotors, because they have tiny little thin gauge motor wires on them. These big fat motor wires here that come on the bigger motors, like these 20 gauge and 24 gauge, these have plenty of strands in them. So if you nick one or two of the strands, it's not as big of a deal. But yeah, some of the micromotors come with really, really, really thin motor wires, and if you nick like one or two of the strands, you could be reducing its throughput by like 5-10%, maybe not 10%, but upwards of like maybe 5%. And you don't want to do that. Not a good thing to do. Okay. Well, if these, I stripped this so close to the shrink wrap that I'm actually having a really hard time getting in there. So I'm gonna do what I just told you not to do, and use the wire cutters. But in my defense, I've done this a couple hundred times, so I know what it feels like when the wire cutters get through the silicone, and that's when you need to stop squeezing. So if you've done it enough, you can kind of pull it off. But it's always better. It's just best practice, right? To do it without. This might be a little tough to get this soldered up without these bridging, but we're gonna give it a shot. I might need to cut a little bit of the shrink wrap away, but we'll give it a try without doing that first. Let's go ahead and kind of squash these down to make them taller than they are wide. All right, Yeah, that's going to be fine. So let's get these tinned up. Soldering iron is on. And then we'll zap these two motors on first. And then we'll move on to the right side. License to Drive says, I figured out what to do with those Zing 1202 10,000s when they arrive. Rebuilding my toothpick with shark bite. Ooh, that's interesting. Will they work with 3S? It's running 2S 1103 75,000s right now. Yeah, just motor limit them down. License, you'll be fine. Motor limit them down to like 60% at first, I would say. Fly it, see how it is, and then you'll probably be able to raise it up a little bit from there. Jacob Schultz says, why do you choose the Cinesplore over the Squirt? Is there any particular reason, or is it just a preference? Really good question, Jacob. The Cinesplore is a lot lighter. The Cinesplore also allows you to use these molded, injection molded Cloud 149, I think they're called, ducts, rather than the heavy-ass TPU ducts. So yeah, the total package with the Cinesplore is like 460 something grams, whereas with a Squirt you're up in like the 600 gram range, and with cinematic rigs like this that you're going to be potentially flying around in really tight spaces, lightweight is absolute king, and there's nothing that will fly better than a rig that's a little bit lighter weight, and in this case it's a lot lighter weight. So yeah, my basic thinking on the Squirt is that it was version 1.0 of Cinewhoops, right? And then over the next like 6 months, everybody found improvements, and the Cinesplore is like version 5 in a way, because the Cinesplore is one of the most recent Cinewhoops to get released. So like it's used version 1 knowledge, version 2 knowledge, version 3 knowledge, right? Like the Taycans came out, Bob used knowledge, things learned from the Taycans. Then like somebody else came out with one. So yeah, it's just like the culmination of a lot of knowledge. And yeah, it's been absolutely phenomenal. The lightweight thing though, man, it just, lightweight fixes everything, man. It really does. Sick of Life says, how's it going? I'm stuck not flying for a while. Had my first submarine knife edge gap that I didn't know there was a pond behind it. Oh, that sucks, dude. Hillside says, Prototype 5 also. Probably not today, maybe tomorrow, probably not tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow night we'll do the Prototype 5 swap from the Moon Goat frame. I can almost guarantee you it's not going to be today. Although you never know. I don't know. Let's see what we get through. Somatic says his Squirt weighs 240 grams dry. It's a slammed Squirt. Let me see what this thing weighs dry. I actually don't remember. It's been a while since I've weighed it. I also never weigh rigs dry. Tear that out. This isn't really dry. Oh, well, I'll just throw the motors on there. So this is my idea of dry. Full TPU. I gotta put the ducts on. Oh, this is gonna be tough. I'm gonna have to wait. You guys are gonna have to do the math for me. 142 grams for this. Motors are, and this is with full wires, so the motors are going to lighten up. 80, let's call it 80 grams because I'm removing a couple grams because of the full long wires. So let's say 80 grams for the motors, and then for the ducts. And these are also fairly heavy motors, for the record. 2204's are pretty girthy bastards. And then the ducts are... Two of the ducts are 22 grams, so another 44 grams in ducts. So it looks like I was wrong. It looks like the Squirt is a lot lighter. So, yet again, Ciotti is a dumb bastard that doesn't know shit. Sorry guys, someday I'll be wiser than this. I don't know why I always get everything so wrong. It's kind of pissing me off lately, but I guess that's just a part of living, being wrong all the time. Okay, this guy. Oh wait, no, we are tinning first. All right, and where the hell do those motors go? Oh great, I got I got the strands all fucked up. Okay, let's see here. Try to get this figured out. And well, that wasn't too bad. Usually, when the wires get all splayed out, it's much harder to get them straightened out again. But these straightened right on out. That was pretty nice of you. Thank you for that. 2204 motors. Much appreciated. All right, there's one. Now let me fix this one. It's kind of important to do this. Don't, if the motor wires get all frayed out, don't ignore it. Don't try to fix it with the tip of the soldering iron. Fix it before you tin them, because it just becomes much harder. And it's also easy to miss like a single little strand that goes awry. All right, cool. So then I guess the only real reason for me to prefer the Cinesplore is that like I'm an FPV cycle fanboy and I just drink the Kool-Aid. So, but that's okay. Bob's been a really good friend of mine for the last like 2+ years, so I have no problem being a fanboy. Squirt is probably better if I had to guess. So many people fly it that. Although it's interesting, pretty much every time I've seen someone fly the Cinesplore, they've been like pretty blown away. And a lot of those people have flown squirts previously. So I don't know, maybe there is something to it. Probably not. I'm probably talking out my ass. Alright, here we go. Let's do some tinning here. Alright, there's one. There's 2. And there is 3. Oh god, that one got a little hairy. Come on, there we go. Alright. I think this is the rear motor. The race wire in the rear is a little bit farther inboard. So this rear one has a little tiny bit more exposed lead on it. Is how I'm remembering which one is which. And it didn't penetrate all the way on this one, but it's gonna be fine. Once I put it down onto the pad, it will push the solder down, and there'll be plenty of it. So we're gonna be all right. We are gonna be just fine. Don Ladd says 246 grams. Jacob Schultz says I had a squirt build with an all-up weight of 583, and it flew like crap no matter what I tried. Just in an open field for testing, ended up stripping it for parts and selling it. Rather fly 5-inch. Yeah, I mean like Cinewhoops are they're not really, in my opinion at least, they're not meant to be like flown. They're not like they're a tool, right? Like they're a tool for flying around people. They're not like fun. They're not fun to fly per se. They're a very specific tool to capture footage in situations where you're going to potentially bump into walls or into human beings. So yeah, I mean they fly like absolute asshole, but that's kind of the point. You know, the ducts are also there to slow them down so that they can go nice and slow, which is a cinematic type look. So yeah. Raccoon FPV says 266 grams. Don Led says, shit, you're right. Scroll. Frank Nicholas says, best wire stripping practice is to use wire strippers designed for the gauge of the wire you are stripping, not the automatic type. My dad actually disagrees with that, but he's probably wrong. Frank says, test with the stripper to confirm the gauge and then use them. Frank also says, and whatever wire stripper you use, look in the insulation you pull off to see if you removed any strands and adjust appropriately. Yeah, my dad showed me that trick. All right, cool. Here we go. Shit, which side were we on? This side. Yeah, this side. All right, cool. And what was it? It was the short one in the front, I think, right? Yeah, short one in the front. Let's see how this goes. This might be okay here. This this race wire, which is the Flywoo race wire. It's the shortest ones. They're the shortest ones you can get. They've got oh shit. I gotta ask this guy something. Okay, there we go. And thanks for that, Remy Tim. You are the man as always. Okay. Here we go. Let's see if these, I think these are actually going to line up perfectly. Wow, I dodged a bullet on this one. I think. Maybe not. Did that temperature come down? No, it's still good. Where is the... There it is. Flux pen. Coming at you. Alright. And... let's see what happens here. Okay. Going in, and you guys probably can't see anything right now. There's not really a whole lot I can do about that because the GoPro holder is in the way. But I'm just, oh, for God's sakes, really? You're gonna do me like that? That was dirty, little wire. That was dirty. That was a mean little trick he just played on me. I should have stripped away a little bit of this insulation, but that's okay. I think I can just barely get this going. Ah, okay. So the tip of this iron has a little bit of oxidation that I can't see going on. Let's get that taken care of real quick here. Come on. Okay. Oh God, it was such a weird smell. An awkward, strange smell. Be made of imported materials, it says. Okay. Be made of imported materials, guys. Make sure that you be made. Oh, that's so much better. 1, 2, and 3. Although I gotta use the tweezers on this one because I bent it out a little bit too far. I just gotta pull it back in. Oh yeah, there we go. Actually, let me move the whole motor over. Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. Okay. You play nice now. You sit down there the way you should, please. Thank you. Thank you, Wire, for cooperating. That was very nice of you. Yeah, we're good. Barely need to screw these motors down because the wires are so short. I wonder if any of these screws in here are the right length. I'll bet you guys $1,000 that none of them are. These might be. These look to be M2x5s, which is the correct size. Let me see. I'm actually curious if this is an M2x5. No, it's an M2x6. It's definitely going to be too long then. Let's see though. Let's confirm. Oh yeah, way too long. Wait, no. Wow, look at the beefy motor base. Oh, okay, now it's sitting up on the... Yeah, no, these ain't the right ones. We need M2x5s. Luckily, I've got a bunch. Right in here. Okay, let's get this going. M2x5s. Do I have any up here? Does not look like it. Okay, none up there. So I need a full set. So we got one. You know what? I can use button head on this because it's a Cinewoop on foam pads and on ducts. Cool. So I don't have to waste the socket-headed M2x5s. That's good news. For 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And last set. Juan 2. My God, I have a lot of these button-headed M2x5s. Good! Using them. Alright, let me put these aside, and I'm just going to throw one in here just to kind of hold this motor in, and then we will zap the next motor on to the LED race wire. There's also when I get to see if I cut these too short or too long. I cut them too long. Just by a little bit, though. Oh, God. By a little bit. Yeah. Oh, God. That's okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Not bad. That's going to scooch forward a little bit, but that should clear the duct. Should be okay. Keyword should. Motor 4 is done. Jacob Schultz with 10, I believe that's pounds. He says, let's get that go-to. Dude, you are the man. I'm not going to do the conversion. I'm just going to straight up bring it from 30 to 40. Thank you, my friend. Very, very cool of you. Jacob also says, I have a Cinesplore and that Ethics 3-inch frame on the way to try those. I have low expectations for the Ethics one, though. Ethics frame seems okay. It seems a little heavy. I think it's like 4 millimeters, and it's unibody. I don't like that. That's the other thing I don't like a Squirt, is that it's unibody. Unibody frames can just go die as far as I'm concerned. Removable arms for life. Jacob Schultz also says, I worded that wrong. I know it's meant to be slow, etc., but I just couldn't tune it for the life of me. Oh, okay. It just had this constant shake to it that felt uncontrollable. Technically, that could be from it being a unibody. There's a dude on YouTube doing a lot of frame resonance analysis right now. And in one of his videos, he was talking about how unibody frames tend to struggle worse than removable arm frames, which is kind of nuts. I would think it would be the other way around, but I mean, he's the guy that's that knows what's what. Carbon Cage saying what's up. He's standing upside down. Drone Pilot says I'm an electrical engineer, and for speed strip wires for speed I strip wires with my fingernails always to whatever gauge I can manage. I have the most expensive strippers and still can't beat the fingernails. Yeah, that's what my dad was an electrical engineer for like 40 years. And that's his exact approach. Yeah, use your fingernails until it's so big that you can't drive your fingernails through it. Your fingernails are, he would always tell me that your fingernails are made of keratin, and keratin is softer than metal. So there's just literally no way that you can nick a wire with your fingernails. But what Frank was saying is super interesting. It's good to know that that the automatic strippers are also super safe. Having two options is always better than just one. All right, here we go. Motor 3, getting zippity zapped on here. Where is the flat spot of the tip of the soldering iron? There it is. No, soldering iron's still good. It's unbelievable how quickly the tip of the soldering iron oxidizes. I always feel like, oh, it was only like a minute, it'll be fine. Nope. That shit oxidizes right away. It's one of the reasons I used to run at a little bit of a lower temperature. But man, I've really kind of fallen in love with 700 degrees. It's really, I just don't have to move the temperature up and down. It'll handle big old battery leads. It'll also handle the small stuff. So in terms of like ease and time, it just seems to be this really, really nice middle ground. All right. So that last one is a little off. So let me just come back in to just kind of flatten it out a little bit. Okay. That's better. That's the stuff right there. Okay. We're going to take an M2x5 and we're going to secure this motor to the arm, and then we'll move on to motors 1 and 2. Oh wow, this one is way too long. Oh, farts. Oh, shit. I might need to, oh, man. Oh, God, yeah. I gotta... Problem is, I can't move the, I think if I move the race wire any farther forward, it'll contact with the duct. But let me take a look at that real quick. I don't know. Oh no, I'm totally fine. Oh my god, yeah, that's totally fine. Okay. Yeah, we're good. So let me just pick this up real quick here, scooch it forward a little bit, and it'll be absolutely fine. Oh, come on now. Don't be like that. VHB. Don't be a dick. VHB, stop it. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay. All better. Alright. Where'd that... Oh, it's still in the arm. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's the ticket. Get in there. Okay. 2 motors are secured. I'm actually going to be really interested to weigh this compared to the one with the 2204's. Frank Nicholas says, do not use automatic strippers. Use strippers designed for the gauge of the wire you are stripping. Sometimes automatic strippers will bite too much. Best to check the removed insulation. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. Oh, Mr. Huggy dropped the link to the frame resonance analysis. Very cool. Yeah, guy, you don't, to just reiterate, I think Frank is reiterating himself, but to reiterate him, there's those automatic strippers that look super fancy and they're kind of expensive and they work on all gauges. Those are not, if you're going to use metal strippers, those are not what you want. The metal strippers that you want kind of look like these guys, and they've got all little gauges. They've got like a 30 gauge spot and a 28 gauge spot, a 26 gauge spot, 24, 22. Those are the ones that you want to use. You don't want to use the ones that automatically figure out what the gauge of the wire is. License to Drive says, still using a wand plus base soldering iron setup, no TS100. I am licensed. I am not a fan of the TS100. I don't find it to be very ergonomic. Orga A says, why don't you use a flex pen? I mean, I was just using a flex pen. I recommend them all the time. And there's an affiliate link to the specific one that I use, although I think there's really only this one down in the description below. Jason Crabtree says, can't wait for the comparison of the 2004 to the 2204. Really wondering if the 2004 is underpowered. I can definitely tell you, Jason, that the 2004 is not underpowered. The 1804s that were previously on this rig, they were definitely underpowered, for sure. The 2004 feels phenomenal. It's got plenty of juice. It feels really, really good. I really do think that it's the sweet spot because it's a little bit lighter than these motors, but it'll be interesting. I love the idea of having a Cinesplore on Bob's motors, if nothing else. Tiago says, it would be amazing if Kebab could send a glide for resonance analysis. You could put in a good word. Way ahead of you, Tiago. I assumed that Bob had heard of the guy by now, but he hadn't. And I was talking to Bob today, and I mentioned him. I've actually been talking to that guy on Discord about the glide frame. So yeah, they're gonna be talking for sure. Orga says it's euros. Got it. Thanks, Orga. And Huckleberry FPV with a $10 super chat. He says, got your purple package in the mail yesterday. Been busy, but gonna open it once I finish working on the car. Just built a Lincoln LS V8. Nice, Huckleberry. Much appreciated on the super chat, dude. Enjoy the goodies. Huckleberry won one of my Monday night giveaways, and yeah, he got his purple package in the mail. Love it. Okay, here we go. Motors 1 and 2. Here they are. Let's see what this little guy is gonna line up with. This is gonna be motor 1. Let's put him in the hole there. And wow, it's going to be really close to the insulation. That's all right. We made it work once. We'll make it work again. Okay. All right. We got that. And then we got motor 2. Can you guys hear that bird? My God, is he noisy. He's just out there yelling. Yelling at his buddies. Guys, found caterpillars. Come eat them with me. His friends are like, nah, bro. Those fuckers are poison. I saw them last week. They got Earl. Earl's dead now because of you. Okay. Let's strip some tiny little short motor wires. This is ridiculous. I'm using these guys. It's really close. It's too close, and I'm just not in the mood. kind of want to get this done. I do this when I'm in a hurry, and I really try not to be in a hurry on the streams, but I don't know. Like I said earlier, I've done this enough where, and these are also 24 gauge wires, so these are this wire is thick enough that if I nick one or two of the strands, it's only going to reduce the throughput by like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3%. And it's a Cinewoop, right? We're not like pushing it to the limit. It's kind of just usually hovering around and just loafing through the sky, as I've said before. Ah. Yeah, every day it's I like I know I need to practice. That's kind of the other thing with Cinewhoops. You do really need to practice flying them, but like it's just not fun, man. It's just not like a fun flying experience. I have to like force myself to practice flying the damn things. It's kind of weird, but I don't know. It's different. It forces you to kind of like look at flying a little bit of a different way, and that's not a bad thing. I've taken like cinematic elements of flying from the Cinewoop and applied them to micros and 5-inch, and that's, you know, that's not a bad thing. Okay. Just trying to separate these a little bit to make it a little easier to get them tinned up. All right, cool. That's looking pretty good. Why are these MIP drivers over here? Get away. Get back in your little place. Hold on. I gotta fix my little tool setup over here. I have a microfiber that I have to the right over here of the cutting pad, so that when I put tools down, they don't go click, 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 and which gets picked up by the mic and eventually drives you guys nuts. And like what weirdly happens is slowly but surely the microfiber gets folded a little bit more, and like the amount of space that it has decreases. So eventually, like, I'm trying to squeeze all these tools on like an impossibly narrow little spot, and it's just silly. So every once in a while I gotta go over here and refold it so that I have more real estate to put my shit down on. The most first worlds of FPV problems, I know. That's better! Look at all that space. Somebody knows exactly what I'm talking about, though. Somebody just screamed at the top of their lungs, yes. I can feel it. Whoever that was, I felt you. I felt your understanding. Let me show you guys what I mean, just so that you don't think I'm crazy, because it's also easy to do. Look, see that? The little microfiber cloth, and it also keeps these things from rolling around. These WEHA drivers, they roll, so now they don't. But yeah, I put all my and I have like a little system. Like that goes there, spudger goes there, and then these fellows go up here. These guys actually come down a little bit, and then yeah. So that's just like my little system. Where's what the hell happened here? Oh, there it is. Alright. Give you guys that wide view. And lock it in. You better lock it up. You lock it up. Oh my god, the chat. Drone Pilot says if you want a great cheap soldering iron, they can do heavy ESCs, 10 AWE, Supergiant 30. Then the KSGER T12 is what I use now, rather than my massive Pro Station. Drone Pilot, any thoughts on the Hako that everybody uses? Is that one better than the Hako? Frankly, IDC says, what flight controller / ESC are you using, or did you go with AIO board? Frankly, IDC, I will never, ever go with an AIO board. I hope AIO boards die and go away. They are terrible, and they make people quit the hobby. And I think they're the worst thing to happen to FPV since sliced bread. 20 by 20 stacks are certainly the way to go. Much better performance, much cheaper, much more reliable, easier to package because they're not so goddamn wide and you don't have to rotate them 45 degrees. This is a Speedix IS35 ESC and a Talon F7 MPU 6000 flight controller. Down with AIOs forever. 20 by 20 stacks for life. Somebody, one of the first comments in the stream was, "I hate that you were right, Ciotti, but I got that $80 H7 AIO and it blew up immediately." Basically, they're just a bad idea. They only make any sense on a tiny whoop. So if you're not building a 60 or 75 millimeter tiny whoop, don't get an AIO. You're gonna. There's just nothing that they do better. They're not even easier to build because the only thing that they make any easier on the building side is that you don't have to plug a plug into the flight controller in the ESC, but plugging those plugs in takes about 3 seconds. So like, and I actually feel that the AIOs are harder to build with because everything is on the same board. They're very wide. The motor plugs are all pushed out towards the edges. It's just a complete nightmare. My biggest issue with the AIOs, though, and I've run AIOs for many, many, many years. I've run 30 by 30 AIOs, 26 by 26 AIOs, even 20 by 20 AIOs. And the one thing that they all have in common is much worse vibration isolating properties, because you have to hook all the motor wires up and the thick-ass battery leads to the same PCB where your gyro is. And that goes against what you want to be doing with the PCB that your gyro is on, which is you want to be insulating it from vibrations. And one of the best ways that you can insulate it from vibrations is by connecting as few things as possible to it. And if you have to connect anything to it, make sure it's the thinnest possible wire. The thicker the wire, the more influence that wire is going to have over what it's connected to, right? Like if you think about an AIO, it's got all these wires hooked up to it, and those wires are all holding that AIO in place. They're like artificially hard mounting the AIO. And if you've ever hard mounted a flight controller on a rig, you'll know that that's a really big problem, and that rig is never really going to fly all that well. It's really important to have your the PCB that your gyro is on as free floating as possible if you want to get good flight performance, and also if you want something that, like, for example, if you bend a prop, you can actually fly it home. But also the AIOs blow up all the time. They struggle with electrical noise because your noisy ass ESC is on the same PCB as the flight controller and everything else. When they do blow up, which happens pretty quick, you have to replace the entire thing. So you're not just replacing an ESC, you're replacing the ESC and the flight controller. At that point, it is then quite a bit harder to repair because you have to desolder everything, right? You have to desolder every single thing rather than just desoldering the motors or just desoldering the cam, VTX, and receiver. So yeah, I mean they're just kind of a hot mess top to bottom, and I hope that the rest of the industry kind of realizes that and shuns them as I have. But hey, that's just one gangly man's opinion. But it's a gangly man that's been building micros for over 4 years that was given the title Micro King by Stingy himself. So, you know, I'm not the average gangly FPV donkey. Alright, let's do this right because these are so goddamn short. They have the potential to be a real pain in the ass. We're going to get some flux on these little friends here. And there we go. If you're having trouble soldering, the answer is usually more flux. More flux just tends to make soldering so much easier. I've soldered about 1 billion connection points at this point, and sometimes I'll be lazy and not use flux, and I can usually get away with it, but under the thinking like, oh, I'll save a little bit of time. But other times, well, here's what happens, right? By saving time and not grabbing the flux pen real quick, if the joint doesn't go perfectly on there on the first shot, which sometimes it doesn't, then you haven't saved any time. So it's a little bit of like a catch-22 of like, yeah, if this goes perfectly, I'll save 3 seconds. But if it doesn't go perfectly, I'll waste a bunch of time because I'll have to undo it, I'll have to get the flux pen out in the end, or better yet, I'll be stubborn and I won't get the flux pen. I'll go, no, I can do this. And then, yeah, so it's way safer and arguably a lot smarter to just use the flux pen every single time. But, you know, that fucking pride, that pride of not using a flux pen is very important. Gotta fight that shit, man. That pride will kill you. Alright, I'm gonna have to do the same thing. I'm gonna have to move this little LED race wire forward a little bit. Hey, thanks for not being a dick this time, VHB. Although, as soon as I say that, I realize that it is kind of being a dick. But it's not that bad. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on. Behave, please. Just sit down. Sit down, VHB. Sit there. Thank you. Okay, so if I put the motor shaft down in the hole, there we go. That's where I want that little guy. And let's grab a little M2x5 action again. For the record, guys, with motor screws, just do the math in your head, right? Look at the thickness of the arm, which is an easy spec to find, right? These arms are 3 millimeters thick, and then just add 2 millimeters to that. So this is a 3 millimeter thick arm, plus 2 equals 5, M2x5. And then you don't have to worry about, oh God, do I have too much thread? Is it gonna stick up and get into the windings and cause issues? With M3, big old 5-inch motors, you're gonna add 3 millimeters. Usually the stator base on these guys is 3 millimeters thick. So yeah, micro motors, you're gonna add 2 millimeters. 5-inch motors, you're gonna add 3 millimeters, and then just add that 2 or 3 to whatever the thickness of the carbon fiber arm is, and now there's no guesswork. Now you don't have to like kind of eyeball it and be like, well, it kind of looks like it's got enough material, but maybe it doesn't have enough. I don't know. Is it kind of peeking through, and you're shining a flashlight on it, and you're getting all weird with it? Just do some addition, and then you'll be golden. I know that sounds very obvious, but it took me a long time to kind of figure that out. Believe it or not. Maybe that's just me being a donkey, but I'll bet somebody else just had an aha moment. Alright, middle one is good. The outside one started to kind of try to tack itself down, but it didn't finish. There it goes. I think that's going to be good enough. There we go. Is that outside fella? Oh man, all three of these are kind of far away. I'm gonna redo these guys. You know what? Let me try something. Let me try to do all three of them at once. I'm gonna try to slide all three of these guys forward a little bit. This doesn't always work, but sometimes I can kind of get lucky with this. Let's see if they bridge. Yeah, no bridging. Kind of you little guys. Woo! They don't look like they move forward at all. Hold on, let me see. Well, it's close enough. It's gonna be fine. Why did I really only get 4 of these motors? Why the hell didn't I get a 5th one? What is wrong with me? That was a terrible idea. T-Bird says that's what she said. I think I'm really far behind on the chat. License to Drive says, my cobbled together toothpick build uses a guitar pick frame. Seen it before? I have not. It has neat motor mounts to accommodate 2 and 3 inch props. URL's not working. Yeah, that URL's not working, License to Drive. Sorry, man. Chris Croft says, I heard about 4-in-1 ESCs when they were released. Were we, is that in reference to a conversation that we were having? Aquiline says, I hate AIO. I wanted to cry after breaking 2 beta FPV AIOs and a hi-fi on RC 48 5 amp AIO. Riot9 says, AIOs made me solder better. Yeah, that's interesting. That's funny. Jacob Schultz says, bought iFlight H7 AIO, soldered it up, plugged in USB in the socket, and the pads came off. iFlight told me to shove it. Oh my god. What a bunch of assholes. Drone Pilot says, the Hacko is nice, but it's 3 times the size, so I'd rather use the Pro Station. Gotcha. Plus, Banggood has a great supply of tips for the T12 really cheap. However, if you have the Hacko, that's good. Hope everything's okay, Drone Pilot. He's out of here. FPV Trucker says, I learned my lesson with those damn AIOs. Metal Dirtskin says, I think average gangly FPV donkey describes me pretty well. Doc says, not using flux is saying, I'm feeling lucky. Yeah, exactly. Chibi says, TBX flux syringe is the best and most practical I've used so far. I can recommend. Yeah, flux in a syringe is a really interesting option. I prefer the pen, but there have been situations where I've been like, you know, it'd be really nice, flux in a syringe right now. DJ says, all I can say, and take this with a grain of salt, is my buddy and I have abused Beta FPV Toothpick F4 2 to 6 AIO, multiple 40 to 50 mile an hour crashes in trees. That's dope, DJ. Beta FPV AIOs seem to have the highest rate of failure, but it also seems like if an AIO survives more than a week, it's kind of good to go, which is interesting. But regardless, I've never seen in 4 years of over 4 years of being into this hobby, I've never seen as many electronics failures as I have since AIOs came out. So I mean, like, just that fact alone is kind of just like, for me, I'm like, no, not worth it. Especially when there's no performance advantage, right? Like, there's really no reason to run an AIO, other than like the super rare case that you're building like a toothpick and you need to run another board up on top. Like if you were going to build a DJI toothpick, for example, I guess that is a real reason. But other than that, I mean, there's just no reason. They don't do anything better. They cost more money. You know what I mean, guys? Like there's no advantage whatsoever to the AIOs, other than the marketing side, right? Like the marketing people do a really good job making you feel like building with an AIO is easier, but I don't think it actually is, because as soon as something breaks, it becomes way harder. And even on the initial build, the only thing that it saves you from doing is taking a plug header and plugging it into one socket and then the other socket. So it's like a 3-second improvement in build time, which is completely negligible in my opinion. But, you know, a lot of marketing has gone into selling us on AIOs, and it really does seem good on paper, right? Like, it actually took me a while. Like, I thought that they were easier for a while, and then I had a few of them blow up in a row, and then I actually started thinking about it, and I was like, wait a second, this is awful. These don't do anything better. So, like, I feel like a lot of us have builds with them. And I don't know. I kind of hope that, like, when those AIOs do blow up, that we switch those builds over to 20x20 stacks. For the kids, do it for the kids, guys. Do it for the kids. Do it for the children. Come on! Get out of there! This screw started to strip out, and now it's stuck on the driver. I need one more M2x5. Beep Tube uses a tiny paintbrush and flux paste. That's a pretty cool way of doing it. I like that. One more M2x5 coming up. And here we go. Oh yeah, that's better. That one's not stripped. Happy days are here again. Empty Head doesn't have kids. Me either. All right, cool. Once I'm done with a bunch of this stuff, I'll look up that Guitar Hero frame license. Look at that, guys. We've got Cinesplore number 2 with some big ass motors on it. I wonder if these will spin the correct direction. Oh well, no, actually, perfect. I hope that they don't spin the right direction, because that'll give me an excuse to put BLHeli 11D billion on here. Although, as I say that, I think that this is only a BLHeli S flight controller. Which is fine. Absolutely fine. Well, hey, you know what's interesting is there is... So I've been telling you guys about how a bunch of the Betaflight wizards had previously said that there's really no performance difference between BLHeli S and BLHeli 32 in, like, actuality, in, like, the logs that they've looked at. BLHeli 32.8 on BLHeli 32 with low and high PWM settings is a legitimate performance increase. So yeah, buying BLHeli 32 ESCs is now, like, it's worth the extra money now, so that you can get that. Although God knows, maybe they'll introduce a version of BLHeli S that allows you to have variable PWM as well. That would be really nice. Another one of these M2x5s just stripped because button heads are effing pieces of shite. And now it's stuck on here. Come on, man. Alright. Yeah. This Weeha 1.5mm driver is kind of on its way out. But the damn things are like $12 each, or if you buy the full kit, it's like $20. But then if I buy the full kit, I'm gonna have all these extra ones. I guess I could just throw them in giveaways. Oh yeah, giveaways, perfect. I have trouble buying like full sets of things and then just having like duplicates for no reason. But throwing a couple Weehas into a giveaway, that makes me feel better. All right, big boy motors are on. Let's get some big boy prop ducts on. So this one goes here. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, come on. Get out of there. There we go. Okay, where's the hardware? Here it is. I see chat blowing up. BeepTube says my Beta FPV 4-inch racing toothpicks were pretty good until I had to replace the AIOs. Both of them now have weird jitters and fluttering during fast rolls plus jello. Try apparently ramp up the ramp up setting in BL Heli might help that. Try lowering it, I believe, is what you want to do. Kebab is going to be talking about that a lot coming up here. He thinks he's found a super secret part of tuning surrounding ramp up power that's going to help a lot of these really challenging to tune builds, which is pretty interesting. I typically will, like, my approach is that if a build is being an asshole, I try to fix it mechanically by going with like smoother motors or going away from AIOs, for example, to get rid of that electrical noise and to get rid of the situation where you're basically hard mounting the PCB that the gyro is on. But that costs money. I think it's the best way to do it because you know you're not putting like a tuning band-aid on it, right? Like you're building a better platform to then tune off of. But there are people that already have builds put together that aren't looking to spend more money fixing them, right? So it would be great to have another tool to hopefully help out with those grumpy builds. Oh my god, these socket-headed screws are so much better in every way. I don't know why I used button heads on the motors. That was stupid. All right. This duct has no hardware in it, so it can go burn in hell. I weighed one of these ducts a while ago, but I'll do it again just for you, Boost and JDM. That's how much I love you, man. Oh, wait, shit, no. Tear it out. Balls. With the hardware, 11 grams. The hardware being 3 M2x7 screws. Chris Croft says, one of the guys I fly with has got CL Racing F7 AIO V2 and going to make a lighter weight quad to test it, but does think going... but I assume you meant to say doesn't think it's going to survive for long racing it. Yeah, I mean that seems to be the deal with the AIOs is like if they don't just blow up randomly on their own, if you give them like a good hard crash or two, they just turn to dust, which is kind of alarming. And I just dropped that screw. But I did hear it hit something metal, so that reduces the amount of options as to where it could have gone. Let's see if I can find it here. Please. Please. Yes! There it is. There it is. I've found it. And then we've got Mr. Huggy saying Blue Jay ESC firmware is looking at bringing variable PWM to Biot Heli S boards. That is good news right there. Jacob Schultz says flux or no flux, Weller or TS100. I can say from experience using a propane soldering iron is a bad idea for anything requiring precision and increases the chances of burns by 100%. Jacob, there's pretty much zero reason to not use flux. Like, always flux. It always helps. Weller or TS100, in my opinion, Weller. I think the ergonomics of the TS100 are just a complete nightmare. If I'm on vacation or something like that, yeah, I mean, it's TS100's fine. But compared to like using this with this nice thin lightweight cable, ergonomically this is just, in my opinion, 1,000 times better than a TS100. TS100 to me is 100% a travel soldering iron. I've used them a bunch, and like in a pinch they're totally fine, but if I had to use one of those here at the bench, I would just absolutely lose my mind. But that's just me. Lots of people use TS100s as bench soldering irons and love them. So to each his or her own. And it looks like I may have pushed this race wire a little bit too far in because I can't get this screw to catch. Although, of course, as soon as I say that, I get it to catch. That's all that matters. All right, motor 3 is about to be good to go. On to motor 4 we go. Fairly Functional saying what's up. Beep Tube says carefully gone over the main one of those toothpicks to ensure it's mechanically sound. I have a capacitor on the battery pads plus on the XT60. Wow. I think those AIOs are just flawed. Yeah, it's just, I mean, like when you really think about the way that the AIO is, like how much complexity, how much like electrical noise they're trying to deal with, like it's just kind of an impossible setup, right? Like inherently the ESCs are noisy and they deal with like huge back spikes and like all kinds of nasty stuff. And it really makes a lot of sense to have that be as far the hell away as possible from the flight controller as you can get it. And AIOs do the complete opposite. And I think there was also, I think there's also like this approach of like, all right, well, 4 years ago, we had to have individual AIOs out on the arms. And then we brought the AIOs inboard. So now, why wouldn't we also put the flight controller on with the ESC, right? It just, like, to some extent, like, logically, you can just sort of, like, follow this path of, like, oh, yeah, well, that makes sense. But there are reasons. I mean, it just seems to me like a separate ESC that deals with all the dirty electricity and shit, and then a separate flight controller are just a much better scenario. Also, like, look at the way that this fits, right? Like, look at the way that this 20x20 stack fits. When most, I mean, I guess this is not a great example. Oh, no, this is a great example, right? You got to have these standoffs in the middle to handle the battery weight. So, like, even though we do have, like, a diamond area here to put an AIO in, the frame design doesn't really want it. The frame design doesn't want an AIO because you've got these standoffs in the middle. We've narrowed all of our frames down, so like a 20x20 stack makes a lot of sense, and it fits really well with the way frames are designed. I feel like we're going ass backwards with frame design, trying to make them work with AIOs, because the AIOs are this ridiculous shape, this stupid 26x26, and then they're rotated 45 degrees. It's just kind of like a step in the wrong direction. Benjamin West says, I was looking at that 16-foot telescoping pole in your video description. There's also a 31-foot available. Is the longer pole any good? So I actually have the 31-foot, Benjamin West. I didn't, at the time that I made that item in the in my video descriptions, the longer pole was not available. Do you mind sharing? Although here's really what you want. Dronesaver.com. There's now a company, and they sent me one of their poles. Oh shit! Wait, no, is it the Drone Saver? I think it's the Drone Saver. Yeah, there it is. Here you go. This is what you want. It's 26 feet, which is long enough. It might actually even be 29 feet. But it's plenty long. The big thing is it's got a nice hook on the end. The pole that I've been using forever does not have a hook on the end. And like that's fine because you can usually get your rigs out by just pushing them up, because usually they're jammed into a branch and then you push it up and out. But having the hook would be great because then you can just hook the whole branch and pull the whole goddamn branch down. So thedronesaver.com is what you want, and it's only $100. The 31-foot pole is like $160, I think. Telescoping pole. Where is it? I'm not going to be able to have an affiliate link to the to thedronesaver.com, but I would like to have an affiliate link to one of these polls, because having this poll has saved me so much time and frustration. It was Benjamin West that said it. Yeah, Benjamin, do me a favor. Tell me what I need to search on Amazon to find the 31-foot pole, because I will change my description. Because 16 feet is okay, but the 30-foot poles are really what you want, and that's what I've always had. I'm looking now. Well, you said 31 foot, so let me just put the number 31 in here, see if that'll find it. Hey, whoa, $86. No way. Wow. I feel so ripped off and used. Damn. All right. Awesome. Okay. This is really cool. I can't believe it's so cheap. That's super awesome. I still think for a couple extra dollars you should go with the Drone Saver. Amazon affiliate. Let me fix this link. Metal Dirksen says, you think there will be any glare from those race wires visible in the footage? I feel like I've seen that on smaller ducted quads. There is not, Metal. I've had them on both rigs. All of the light from the LEDs stay inside the ducts. It doesn't affect anything. All right, so we go here, shorten, highlight, copy. Awesome. Thanks for the heads up, man. $86, $87. That is a good deal. This is also really good though. For real, guys, like, I know $100 is a lot of money, but the amount of time that it will save you, and like potentially it'll save an entire rig, right? Like don't forget that. If you put a rig up into a tree and you can't get it out and it rains, it can potentially blow up a bunch of shit. There we go. That's funny. I must have noticed that 31-foot retractable pole went away, and I must have changed the Amazon link, but I forgot to change the okay. The link drives to the same thing, but then there's I don't think this 31-foot option was oh no, you know what it is? I just copy and pasted the same thing. It the affiliate links, I don't think the affiliate links, whatever, doesn't matter. Moving on. Fairly Functional says, I feel the same. I only use my TS100 away from the bench. Beep Tubes says it also doesn't help that the beta FPV AIOs don't have black box. Yeah, that's a big issue for me as well. So I'm just stabbing in the darkness until I want to put up an external logger in there. Yeah, although the new AIOs do seem like they're coming with black box, but they still have a host of other issues. Jason Crabtree says, would it be completely insane to mount an FC on the bottom of the top plate with the rest of the shit on the bottom plate? Absolutely not, Jason. Actually, oh, forgot about the battery strap. Well, I mean, this will make you feel better. I'm not going to grab it, but the Acrobrat, the V1 Acrobrat, when the whole bunch of us were prototyping it with Tommy, I was trying to run Nachi motors on it, and I was trying to figure out any possible way to get the Nachi motors to run smooth on the damn thing to get clean footage. Tommy put a set of 20x20 holes on the battery plate, and the way that the battery strap works on the Acrobrat, it only goes up and over it. So I actually had my Acrobrat set up like that with the flight controller hung off of the top plate, and it worked really well because it was hanging off of the clean section, right? The Acrobrat is a clean dirty design. The center middle canopy area is the clean section that's isolated on rubber grommets. So that's where I had the flight controller. So the flight controller had its own rubber grommets, and then it was also on that clean section. So it worked really well. It was kind of a nightmare in terms of repairability, because like it just sucks. Like it's all up there. There's wires, and then like when you pull just the Acrobrat is a little bit rough from a working on it perspective anyway, and this just made it a lot worse. But yeah, if there's a way to figure out how to get the battery strap, it's actually not a bad idea at all, other than the fact that it's going to make the rig a pain in the butt to work on. Fairly Functional says, there are a couple different brands that make separate Whoop ESCs and flight controllers now. There certainly are, and they're all shit. Oh, wait, no, separate Whoop ESCs and flight controllers. Okay. The problem with that is the Whoops typically don't have space for them. But it's cool that that's an option. I didn't even realize that. Chibi says, but it won't help if you're 60 feet up in a tree, need an arborist slingshot for anything really high. Think about this, though, right? You can almost get to 60 feet. So you hold the pole up. I'm 6 feet tall. My arm is like another, let's just say for the sake of argument, 3 feet. That's 9 extra feet, so 30 feet now goes to 39 feet, call it 40 feet. And then you can usually like park your car underneath, and some cars are like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 feet tall, so if you stand up on the top of the car, you can maybe get another 10 feet there. Now you're up to 50 feet, so you're almost to 60. I've gotten an unbelievable amount of rigs out that I looked at and I'm like, nope, that's way too high. I've been pretty shocked at how often I've been able to get rigs out of trees. That being said, I've certainly put rigs 100 feet up into trees and had to use a fishing weight with a fishing line. I've been dying to get a slingshot and some heavier fishing weights, because that's really, to me, like a wrist rocket slingshot. I can't imagine a world where I wouldn't be able to put like a 200-gram fishing weight 1,000 feet up with one of those damn things and get pretty much anything down. But weirdly, like, I think that's only happened like once or twice. I think there's only been like 1 or 2 situations where I haven't been able to get my rig out with the pole. For whatever reason, I tend to crash within like 50 feet. So yeah, it's really nice to have. My God, is it nice to have. Jacob Schultz says, my granddad taught me to solder. He used to build amateur radios, and he never used flux. Personal preference, so I followed suit. I also swear by the TS100 and the TSK tip, just my preference. Was there any reason that he didn't use flux, Jacob? Or was it just like, that's just the way he did it? Because the only possible reason to not use flux is because there used to be, flux used to be kind of acidic. So if you were working on something that you wanted to last for 100 years, you would try to use as little or no flux as possible. Nowadays, there's either none or practically no acid in the flux, so it's much safer to use. For what we're doing, none of this stuff is going to last more than a couple years. So I mean, there's really no reason to not use flux, unless there is. I would love to know if there's a reason to not use it, because a lot of times I don't use it and I feel like a shitbag. I'm just like, oh, I'm being lazy. If I could have a reason to not use it, that would make me feel better in those situations. Jacob Schultz says, maybe this week I'll try flux for the first time, and who knows, maybe it'll change my life. Also, we say no to the AO. Boosted JDM says, why do all Cinewhoops seem to be squish decks? Wouldn't stretch decks make more sense, having the camera so far forward and the battery in the back to balance it? The issue, Boostin, is keeping the ducts out of view, right? Like on a Cinewhoop, you want to be able to run like 0 up tilt, and the GoPros have a pretty wide field of view. So yeah, they always end up squishing them. If you were to take it and extend this, right, and make it like a true X, you would just be pushing the camera forward anyway. So it would potentially make the situation worse. Best case scenario, the situation would be exactly the same, because the issue is the weight of the camera, and you have to put the camera way the hell far forward to keep the ducts out of view. So it's kind of like you can stretch it as much as you want, but you're just going to keep putting that heavy-ass weight farther and farther and farther forward, and then you're just going to have to put the battery farther and farther and farther back, so there's really going to be no gains, right? Like the gain from moving the motors out like this is offset by the fact that the heavy-ass camera goes along with it, and the battery is also going to need to go with it in the reverse direction. So yeah, I assume that's my current, my engineering brain. That's where it kind of goes with that. I could absolutely be wrong. I typically am. Boost and JDM said, we got that. FinFPV says, think of it as forest fire prevention. Canon FPV says, if you could only one, would you rather buy a Cinewhoop or a long range? If you live by lots of mountains, I think that's totally personal preference, Canon. If the Cinewhoops for me are only they're just a tool to do a very specific job. These are not fun to fly. This is very specifically for flying around objects that you can't have propellers smack into, like people or walls or cars or shit like that. If it didn't matter whether or not the propellers hit things that I flew around, I would not build a Cinewhoop. I'm also not really interested at the moment in long range. I haven't really tried it up by like an interesting mountain. But yeah, it's a totally personal preference. Like if you want to fly around people and in buildings, if that's what's fun for you, or if that's just what you want to do, Cinewhoop. If you want to bomb mountains, long range rig. Different tools for different jobs. Word FPV says bot grinders video today stuck in a tree first bag. That's usually my flight sessions. Chibi says search Amazon for Notch Big Shot for a real deal arborist slingshot. Expensive though. I know that one, Chibi. I have one on my I have one in my saved items that seems to be a good cheap slingshot here. This Daisy one. I mean, I figure like for $7, there's at some point I'll throw this in a shopping cart. Yeah, that I've seen that Big Shot one. It's just too expensive. Big Shot slingshot. It looks super cool though. It's got that like guide or whatever, right? So that you can like target it. I think it's this one. Yeah, what is? They go through the tube or whatever. I forget. I remember looking at it being like, damn, that would be cool. But yeah, $130 can eat me. Especially because I've actually only had one, I've had two situations where I had to use the fishing line and wait. But in both of those situations, spun the fishing line with weight and just woo, and I got it plenty high and up over the branch and was good to go. So it's like I can't really justify $130 unless it starts happening. Like if I start to really hang rigs up in trees 100 feet up over and over and over again, then it would become worth it. But I haven't had that experience yet. Jacob Schultz says, good question. I must ask him. I just followed what he did and never had any issue without it. And neither have I, except for the propane iron. But we talked about that. What my guess is going to be, by the fact that all solder has a flux, not all solder, but most solder has a flux core, you can just tin the tip of the iron and usually get enough flux on the tip of the iron to come in, and you'll have enough flux. But what's nice about the pen, or just adding extra flux in general, is that if you don't get the wire down there like immediately and all the flux goes away, this just gives you a little bit more time. So like if everything goes perfectly, you really don't need to use the extra flux, but everything doesn't always go perfectly for me. Like a lot of times the wire doesn't lay down exactly where I want it to, and that's where having put a little bit of flux on there makes life so much simpler, in my opinion. So this motor won't spin, and I'm hoping that it's because the motor wires are pushing into it. But I don't know about that because it sounds like metal on metal. So that's not great. What the hell is going on here? Well, maybe we won't be finishing this Cinesplore up. These guys are all fine. What's going on with this fella? Hold on, let me take the duct off. This is not great. Oh God, where'd that go? There it is. Okay. Grant R says, if you do end up moving to Portland, Oregon, I bet you'll become more interested in long-range mountain surfing. Yeah, I certainly will. That's one of the kind of the interesting secret reasons. I just took out one of the motor screws by accident. Melderson says, I use no clean Kessler 245 for quads that we're going to smash anyway, water soluble, for musical electronics where it might matter. Alright, what is going on with this guy? It almost feels like the bell is bent because it's hanging up here, but then it's smooth over here. Well, so first, let me make sure that, first, I'd like to just get to know you. Let me make sure there's not like a little solder ball up in there somewhere. Well, it looks okay. Man, the air gap is pretty tight on this motor. Alright, so there's where it starts to bind up. What the hell? Bueller? What? So it's definitely not the motor wires. They are clear for sure. Well, I think I'm going to need to take this bell off, which really sucks because it's a C-clip bell. And C-clips are the worst. Damn. And of course I didn't order an extra. Not of course, but stupidly I didn't order an extra. I guess if nothing else, this is why you don't ever order 4 motors. You always order 5. I think I was just being really cheap when I did the order. And like when it comes to Cinewhoops, the motor is pretty much never gonna hit the asphalt. Hang on a second, guys. Hey. Did you have fun? Awesome. Cool. I'm streaming. I'll see you in a little bit. It's okay. Bye. All right. Cool. Why was my phone not plugged in? Jacob Schultz with a 20. He just told me what that squiggle means. Euro. 20 euro super chat. He says his answer was he learned to when he learned to solder it had acid like you said, and he hated having to clean it. So when rosin core came about, he loved it and adjusted how he worked to use that to save cleaning hassle. I had a feeling. Very cool. Thank you very much for the super chat, Jacob. Super, super, super kind of you. The cat is begging for food, even though I just fed him like 2 hours ago. So he's being beaten. Can you guys hear it? Can you guys hear the beatings? Just so that there's proof. Look at this little shitbird. Look at this little beggar. Get out of here, beggar. All right, now I got cat hair all over my hands. I'll be right back. I'm allergic to cats, for anybody that doesn't know. Oh, God. Little beggar. Bad boy. All right. All right, so there's that. Let's keep going. Don't. Richard says I put flux on the pads that I'm going to solder on. It helps the solder to flow over the pad evenly for me. Yeah, that's my favorite thing about it, actually. It also helps me from bridging while soldering on the tight sections. Yep. Yeah, liquid solder, I'm telling you guys, if you don't have a solder pen, like, it'll just, you know what it does? Like, you can always get the job done, right? Like it's never going to be the difference between getting it done and not getting it done. We can always, like, make it work. But it just makes it easier. Like, it just makes it easier. Like, when I actually take the 3 seconds to take the solder pen and just go like, bloop, 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 it just, like, all of a sudden, it's just like, this is the easiest thing in the world. And especially, like, with the micros and the really tiny pads, sometimes it's like, whereas if you have a whole bunch of liquid solder on there from the pen, it's just done. Next. Ooh, this bridge, like, it just makes it like, it's like a cheat code. It's really frustrating because then, like, yeah, I use it a bunch, and then I'm just like, I don't feel like using it this time. I'll be fine. And then I'm there, I can't get this right. And it's like, all right, solder pen it, done. Ugh, I'm an idiot. It's like your pride gets in the way, and you're like, no, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need flux. I can do it without the flux. And then when I put the pride aside, and I use the goddamn flux pen, it's like, oh, I hate you! Why do you make this so much easier? Word FPV says, that's almost exactly what happened to my FPV cycle motor the other day. Mix of stuck bell and balancing mud is what Bob told me. Not sure it's the same, but ... When I was looking at it just now, I saw a little bit of extra balancing mud. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. Which is fine because I can get that out of there. Although that is going to put the motor a little bit out of balance by removing some of the mud. But let's see. I mean, the first big task is going to be getting this C-clip off without it firing into oblivion forever. So let's go down that road first, and then we'll take it from there. Because this is one of these C-clips that's really, really thin, and they tend to be really, really difficult to get off of here. And this one is no different. I mean, there's a chance that I can just spin this motor up hard and it'll wear. But see, no, like this is like really stuck. Like it's hitting really hard. Ugh, yeah, there's just like one spot where it like really, really jams up. Let me shoot him a message just so he knows about it. Yeah. Okay. License to Drive says Matthew Vega rather says Matthew, I sent your no, I didn't get it in the mail. I packaged your order up today. I didn't get it in the mailbox though. It'll go out tomorrow. Is the Hero 7 Black worth an extra $50 over the silver? Yes. I forget why, but the there's something that the Hero 7 Silver doesn't have. I believe it's Super View. Drew actually has a video about the Hero 7 Silver. So do a quick YouTube search of like Ladrib Hero 7 Silver, and he talks about the big problem with it. Might be a built-in battery, a non-replaceable battery maybe. License to Drive says problem with one of Bob's motors. Yep. Boost and JDM says I stick a teeny flathead in the C-clip and twist. Teeny tiny. So this really, really thin C-clip that he uses doesn't have that little those little man, is that hard to like the back of the C-clip. There we go. It's not a C-clip that looks like this where you can do that. It's a C-clip like this. So there's no gap. There's no gap up here. You have to push the open jib jabs. It's not good. Shaft is not hitting the frame. Yeah. It's bouncing, bub. Related. It's doing it. It's doing it right now. And it's not even bolted down to the frame. Man. Let's try the world's best tiny whoop prop remover. Sometimes this works for C-clips. Not always, but sometimes. Nah, this ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. Hold on. I got this ultra needle nose pair of Lindstrom pliers that is always my last resort because I tend to stab myself a lot with these, but usually these will get the C-clip. Unfortunately, these I either stab myself and I don't lose the C-clip, or I don't stab myself and I lose the C-clip. But we're in a situation where kind of have to use them. God damn it. Oh, it is starting to come though. That's what she said. The other problem with these really thin C-clips is a lot of times when you're taking them off, they get mangled and they won't go back on. And I did something stupid and only ordered 4 of these motors. Oh, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Come on, come on, come on. Don't you shoot off into never, never find you land. Please stay here with me. Stay here with me in the land of the living. Don't. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my god. Come on. Gentle, gentle. Breathe. Breathe. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody chill. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Please, please, please. Wow, these thin ones are really hard. They like hold on until the very last second too. This is gonna be a bastard to get back on there too. Oh god, I hate these. I hate these thin C-clips. I hate them. They're the worst. Get out of there. Come on. Stay calm. Stay calm. Nobody breathe. Nobody think. Please. Please, please, please. It's gone. Oh no, there it is! Maybe. Hey! There it is! Whee! Okay. Let's get this fixed. Come on. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to screw this back down to the arm, and then I can pull straight up on the bell. Okay. Let's see what's going on with this motor. Why are you so angry, motor? Oh, 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 oh. There's something in there. There's something in there. Hopefully that's it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. What is that? What are you? What the hell is that? Oh god, I hate that. I hate trying to get stuff off these magnets. Ugh, come on now. Come up out of there. Might be a little piece of solder. Really thin though. What is that? What are you? Oh man, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get that. Maybe with this little tiny pair of tweezers. Ah, almost. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come to me. I think this is it. I think this is the thing that was... Oh god, no, now it's stuck to the face of the magnet. Come on. Come on, you little jerk. Alright, let's try this. Can I get it onto my finger? I just push my finger into it. Maybe I can... Oh, there it is, there it is. Right on the edge. Come on. There it be. Oh, it's a it's a strand of wire. It's a single strand of motor wire. I'll be damned. That is one hell of a tight air gap. If that's what was causing it, that is a really, really tight air gap. Let me wow. Wow. I mean, we'll know in a second when I put this thing back on. But let me just take another look. Oh wow, there's another one in there. There's another one. Jeez. Okay. Alright, so I see the problem. The tip of these tweezers is no longer contacting. So let me fix that real quick here. Let's just do this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Okay, that should be a little bit better. Let's see. 5x loop for the win. I wouldn't have been able to see that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, now they're touching. Alright, cool. Let's go into pirate mode one more time. Find that little tiny piece of single strand of wire. Where'd you go, little friend? There he is. Okay. Ah, almost. Almost. Come on. Come on, little guy. Get out of there. I need you not in there. There it is. Okay, cool. I believe those two were the only ones. But let me get another look here. Get another little spin around. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, let's throw it on there and see if it spins. I also need to pay attention to the little washer on the bottom there. Need to try to not fire that washer into oblivion. So what I'm actually gonna... Oh shit, I might already have... Well, it might already be gone, but hopefully we'll be okay. Let's see here. Please be all nice and spinny. Thank you! Thumbs up, people. We are back in business. So, that could absolutely have been my fault. I don't think it was, because... Well, no, you know, I bet you it was. I bet you that was my fault. Because I was using the... I did use these guys on 2 of the 4 motors. So yeah, I'm going to say that that was my bad on that one. So now the even harder part, which is getting this tiny ass C-clip back on there. Here's no, it's not gonna, the camera's not gonna focus. Never mind. Yeah, getting these back on, these really skinny ones, is I lose them more often putting them back on than taking them off. But my trick is to just put my left hand index finger on top like this, so that, and just kind of being gentle. Okay, and it's already a big fail. Yeah, just being patient and gentle seems to be really like the cheat code. As soon as you get a little hasty, it goes to never, never land. The problem is getting these back on there is very frustrating, so it's really difficult to stay patient. But we must try. We must try. It is the only way. Come on. Come on, little guy. Let's do this together, man. Me and you. Me and you. Went on a little bit. Went on a little bit. Oh! Oh! It went on a little bit more. Now it's far enough on where it should not shoot off. Yeah! I win! I win! What's the name of that game? I win! Screw you, C-clip gods that make the C-clips go away forever. You lose, I win. Screw you. Man. It's like proper open heart surgery there, man. It's difficult. God. So there you go. There's how to deal with C-clips. It's a lot of just kind of getting lucky and a little bit of being patient. I wish I could show you more detail, but it's I can barely see in there. Trying to get this piece of crap Logitech to be able to see it is going to be all but impossible. But yeah, the safe way to do it is to take a clear Ziploc bag and put a Ziploc bag over the whole motor in the arm, and then to work through the Ziploc bag so that if it goes shooting off, it goes shooting off inside the Ziploc bag. Unfortunately, in doing so, it makes actually working with the goddamn C-clip 7,000 times more difficult because you're trying to work with an impossible little thing inside of a goddamn Ziploc bag. So I don't typically do that. Because it kind of makes getting the C-clip off and on impossible. So like I tend to just do it in the open air so that I can actually do the job, and then I use my left index finger to try to just retain the C-clip as best as possible so that if it does slip off the pliers and try to shoot into oblivion, my finger will hopefully prevent that from happening. But I would say like at this point 1 in 10 is maybe my my success to fail ratio with the C-clips, which is not great, but hey, better than 1 in 9. Woo! A celebratory chocolate-covered pretzel for me. Let's see what direction the motors are spinning. That's going to be important. Hold on. Get a couple batteries on the charger here. Bloop. Doodloop. Oh, phone. How can I help you, phone? Oh, is that so? Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, phone. Okay, I hear you. Oh, you don't say. You don't say. He didn't say. Which alarm is that? That's my Dharma alarm. Change is hard, it says. It's a little reminder, you know? Try to be less hard on myself. I have a real problem with that in life. But, no. Wake up, try your best, go back to sleep. Alright. That battery, and that battery. Good to go here. Let me just get these fellas plugged in real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Gotta get this going here. Meant to do this earlier, but totally forgot. Okay, cool. So let's see what direction these props spin. Jason Crabtree says, really selling us on those 2204's. Clicking your affiliate link for those 2004's now. Oh, fuck! Tiago says measure the motor. God damn it. God damn it. I totally forgot. Motor Judson says you need one of those James May head-mounted magnifier contraptions. I have one. It's in that box. I've had to use it once. License Drive says telescopic magnet is one of my most prized tools in my drone backpack and bench. I have 2 for picking up straight parts. Every time somebody mentions a strong magnet, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get one of those. But they're really expensive, aren't they? I feel like I look and I'm like, no, that's too much money. Fuck, I gotta take that duct back off to plug this goddamn thing in to see what direction the motor's... Nah, I can just, arm it. That was JESC, wasn't it? I think that was JESC. Startup tones. Or, not JESC. Be a Holly S. Oh man, they spin too fast. What about turtle mode? Wow. Oh, maybe. Okay, so that's in. Good. Alright. That's in. Okay, good. That's in. Awesome. Come on, baby. Come on, man. Yes, that's in as well. Awesome. Oh, I'll just put props on it and see if it flies. What am I doing? They're all props in because I use turtle mode. Hey, just in case you guys didn't know, with turtle mode, right? Yes, there's a big dead spot, but if you're just really gentle, you can give it like 1% throttle, and you should. That'll prevent you from blowing up AIOs when you turtle mode. So like when you guys turtle mode, don't just do this. Don't just bang the sticks when you turtle mode. Be really gentle, be really patient, and you can just get it to where it just goes like, and then you can slowly bring your rig back over, which is much safer. So yeah, do that. Don't go stick banging. There's no reason. Yeah. What propeller should we put on? What do you guys think? I mean, the Gemfan 5 blades are the obvious choice, but, you know, I like to make things difficult. I think I have a bag of Cinewoop propellers somewhere. Where the hell are they? I thought I did. I thought I put all the Cinewoop propellers into one big bag. Buddy, if you don't stop crying, I'm gonna light you on fire. So figure it out. Hey! I did. Look at me, I'm so smart. Alright, cool. Let's test hover this damn thing. What do you guys say? 8 blades, more blades equals better, right? Not really. I do have the 8 blades in here, but they're too heavy. There they are. They're the heaviest of the Cinewoop propellers. Although these are, if any motor is going to be able to control these 8 blades, it's going to be these. So fuck it. Well, I'll put them on. Yeah. What the hell? No, because I want to do the test. I want I want to test these motors against each other. So I'm going to put the GemFan 5 blades on both of them. Nah, screw that. We're going to put 8 blades on. Because I want to see how quiet the 8 blades actually are. Yeah. 8 blades. I might take them right back off, but we're going to at least put them on and hover the damn thing. 1 8 blade. 2 8 blades. 3! Look how silly this looks. Look how ridiculous that looks. What is this, a turbojet fan on a 747 or whatever? I like to make things difficult. Quote of the year. Props out. Props out. Props out. Get in there. Props. Oh, I almost threw up. Out. Are they all on their right side up? They are. Am I gonna have to use the other Schlip-Schlap? What do you guys think? Am I gonna have to use the other Schlip-Schlap, or is this Schlip-Schlap gonna Schlip-Schlap? Let's see. It's on there wrong. Yeah, it looks like we're good. Metal Dirtskin says no. Jazz Maverick. Jazz Maverick has a totally different tune. Telescoping magnet, expensive? No way. Have you searched them on Amazon or eBay? If they're not expensive, then I've never searched for them. Riot9 says you do know about the Props Out drinking game. What's the Props Out drinking game? I'm not familiar with that. Is it every time somebody says props out, you have to take a drink? Why won't this, what are you doing? Get in there. I can't, so this is one of the reasons I don't like M5 nut on, I mean anything, but specifically on Cinewhoops, is it's really difficult to get the prop nuts on and off. Whereas with T-mount, the motor bell doesn't spin, so it's way easier to change props with the ducts on. But with this cool little piece of like foamy shit that you can get from the Rotor Riot store, it makes it a lot easier. I mean, by a lot easier, I kind of also mean it makes it somewhat possible. Because without this piece, the motor bell was just spinning in my fingers. Come on. Go. Go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. These better be quiet, goddammit. This better be worth it. I hope you guys know I'm doing this for you. I'm going to take these right back off. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. I have to know what these sound like. And this is actually not that bad. Not much for you guys to look at, but, you know. Story of my life. Get on there. All right. And last one here. Come on. Come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. What did I title the stream? Are there more things in the title that I don't remember what I titled this. Did I forget to change the title? Benjamin West says, "Are you going to Rotor Riot Rampage?" I should be. Yeah, I'm signed up for 3 or 4 volunteer spots. mainly because I can't afford the ticket. I can't afford to drop $170, which is the same thing I did last time. But I love volunteering at stuff. It's I try to volunteer whenever I have time for things in life, and well, it's kind of like a life hack. Volunteering for shit in life, like you'll meet other people that are willing to volunteer, and those tend to be really cool people. Like I've met some of the coolest people in my life through volunteering gigs. It's just a really good way to surround yourself with like caring human beings. Topic, Whoop Wednesday, FPV Cycle 2204's Cinesplore number 2. Awesome. All right, cool. So we've been doing that this whole time. Good deal. I think I'm going to change the battery strap on this too, because then I can run big ass. You know what? Maybe this will be like the endurance Cinewhoop that I can run massive batteries on. Alright, man, let's see how quiet these damn things are. Or maybe they'll just blow the ESC up. I hope not. This is not fully loaded down, so it's going to be a little less quiet, but I'm going to switch this for the gem fans after this, so that hopefully we all get an idea of the difference in sound. Okay, transmitter coming on. Let's see what happens. All right. Oh, wait, no. Let me give you guys. Oh, here I'll totally hook you guys up with the normal room view setup here. There you guys go. I gotta be honest, that's pretty quiet. So this battery is not long for this world, but that's pretty quiet. That's yeah, that's pretty quiet. I mean, it still sounds like a fucking vacuum cleaner, to be totally honest. But well, let's see. I haven't flown one of these on the 5-blade gem fans in a while, so maybe it's not that big of a difference. But I think it is. I think that's quiet. I don't know. I don't know if I need a Cinewhoop to be any quieter than the 5-blade gem fans. And the gem fans have the added benefit of being lighter weight. I think I would rather have the lighter weight. But let's see. Let's do a little head-to-head here. Hell, you guys will be able to rewind. Somebody typed the time code into the chat from a minute ago, so that you guys can just listen to the gem fans. Click that time code. So keep the commenting to a minimum, so that the time code doesn't get pushed off the top of the screen. But yeah, somebody rewind real quick and grab the exact time code so that you guys can head-to-head it, and I'll just take you guys. You guys get to pick. You guys tell me which one is significantly quieter. Ooh, the nylock is starting to come out of this nut. That's weird. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. What? Get back in there. The hell? Come on now. Don't escape. Stay in your home. Get in there. Okay, there we go. You guys know what I'm saying, right? You know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. Can't click time codes during the live stream, I don't think. I guess if we at least have the time code, you guys can just rewind to the exact time. So I guess somebody dropped the... I think you're right, Daniel. I think you're... they're not hyperlinks until afterwards, but at least you guys can scroll back. Right, and I just confirmed that. Yeah. All right. Last one here coming off. And then I'll slap these gem fans on and we'll see what happens. Okay, this will also give this battery a minute. This one of the cells in this 4S850 is at like 48 milliohms of internal resistance, which is a pretty surefire sign that it's dead. Which is all right. I've punished these batteries. High right. I need another high left. Where are you, high left? There you are. All right, cool. Let's see what it do. Props out. And opposite corner. Out and out. Get on there. Okay. Let's see if my fingers have enough grip this time. Whoa, look at that! It's always like that first time that you put nylock on that it's all aggressive and angry. Usually the second time it's fine. Oh, cool. Yeah, here we go. Eh. 3 hours, 14 minutes, right, 9 says. All right, cool. Timeline just shows how far back it is from live, so it's always getting further away. Aha, okay. Okay, there we go. 3. Well, I'm glad I'm trying to do this as fast as possible, because that'll make your life a little easier, Daniel. Ooh, that looks weird on the live stream. Here, hold on. There we go. Now it's a lot less incriminating. Oh god, ouch. Angry ass propellers? God. Trying to cut me? Okay. Here we go. Hopefully this battery will have enough juice to get this damn thing up in the air. It is fully charged, but that one cell having that crazy internal resistance is just murder. Transmitter on. You guys are going to get a little bit of a buzz. And battery plugged in. Hopefully the props are on the right. Motors, let's see. No difference. If anything, these are quieter. Yo, straight up, I think these are quieter. I think these are quieter, for the record. Or there's no difference. These are GemFan 5-blade, straight up, like, for sure. Yep, GemFan 5-blades all day. They're lighter, the blades are stronger, and I really think that they're quieter. I really do. Wow. Yo, GemFan, man, they know how to make a prop. They are on top of the game. If there was a game being played, they would be on top of it. I don't know that there is, but wow, very cool. Who wants a set of HQ8 blades? Nah, I gotta keep them. They're too unique. Yeah, you could, E-Doc. You could. But there's not enough of a difference to really dig that much into it. They're either the same. I mean, the GemFans are lighter weight, and the blades are a lot stronger. Like, done. The only possible reason to not run them would be if these 8 blades were like a lot quieter, and they just weren't. I seriously think that they were a little bit louder. I really do. I know that sounds crazy, but cool. That makes me feel better because I've been singing the praises of the D76 Gem fans for a long time, and it's good to know that they are still king shit. Dope. I'm gonna swap the other rig with the camera in it at the moment over to the Gem fans, and then tomorrow or the next day I'll fly these both. Oh, god damn it. Did I really? I did. I had Zoom mic quiet on. Hold on. I'll do it right. Battery still probably has a little bit of juice left. I mean, the battery is filled with juice, but the juice that it's filled with is watered down juice. Ready? Come on. That was pretty much full throttle at the end there. That's how bad this battery is. Turn off receiver, or transmitter rather. There we go. Cool. 2 Cinewhoops, yo. And no, the motors couldn't have anything to do, before anybody asks, the motors wouldn't have anything to do with, the motors wouldn't make a difference in noise. Especially in like a low throttle hover situation like that. Alright, cool. 2 Cinewhoops again. Oh god, this battery is burning hot. Yeah, this battery is going out onto the concrete because it's scary. It's all poofy. Poor little friend. Poor little buddy. Let me put a big fat 4S on this thing and see what it thinks. I got a bunch of 4S's over here, and I think they're at storage voltage, but it's just a little micro, you know? Just a little micro, it'll be alright. Be able to hover, it'll work better than that stupid battery I just had on there, that's for sure. Where is the converter? There it is. Okay, so let me... Well, you know what? These might be charged. Oh, they are! No shit. Okay. Look at me go. But I'm not gonna have a... Ooh, you know what we can do? We can head-to-head GemFan 5-blade versus HQ 5-blade. HQ 5-blades on this other one. Let me take the GoPro out of it, so it's a fair fight. Look at all this testing we're doing live on stream. Man, you're just getting all kinds of fun stuff done. Here we go. Okay. Alright. Hang on 1 second, boys and girls. Just want to get these GoPros on the charger real quick here. Hey, that's a good sign. Wait a second. Hey, hey. Ooh, this will be cool. This will be a cool little test. This is also going to require me to change battery straps, though, isn't it? Because this is a big fatty 4S 1300. No, look at that. Okay, okay, okay. Looks like I might just be able to pull this off. Let's see. So first up, we're going to go Gemfan 5 blade. It's going to be a little bit more weighted down. I mean, I'll be able to hover this for a while, technically. Blap it all over the room. I just need to get this adapter on here, XT60 to XT30. And here we go. Oh yeah, look at this big boy. Look at this big fella. Good lord, that's a big battery. Okay. Switch scenes for you guys again. Okay, let's see how it does. Oh my god, it's fine. Woo! 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 Look at that yoga mat moving. Woo! It's a tornado! Woo! Woo! Yeah! It's a fucking party in here! Woo! 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 Look at that power! Oh my god, the wind! Oh yeah! That feels nice. Let's check these motors, make sure they're not getting hot. Nice and cool. Ooh, that was fun. Okay, so those that shit jumped up a notch, huh? That was exciting. So there's the Gemfan 5 blades. Now let's. Was that good? Was that as good for you guys as it was for me? Here's the HQ5 blades with the smaller motors. Brother Hobby 2204's. Oh, and we can weigh these. We gotta weigh them. That's right. We gotta get some weights. Okay. Man. Yo, that yoga mat was doing some work. Moving all around. Okay. Here we go. Oh my god, this battery strap just barely fits. Ugh, that's not quite good enough. Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool. Hopefully it doesn't slide off. Okay, here we go. Round 2. Smaller motors, less powerful props. Oh, wow. Still plenty of power. A lot less power, though. Wow, a lot less. Not really any difference in noise. Cool. No real difference in volume. Both fly totally fine. It's a Tattoo R-Line 4S 1300 as all the panels get flung off the wall. Yeah, E-Duck. That always happens when I fly anything bigger than a tiny whoop in here. The foam panels go shooting off everywhere. because I didn't hang them up properly. I just bashed nails, brad nails. So yeah, Brother Hobby 2004's on the one that you just heard, and then FPV Cycle 2204's on the one from a second ago. Also HQ 5 blades, T-mount 5 blades on here, Gemfan D76 5 blades on here. Big power difference. Good God, big power difference. Although it's not a fair fight. These are 3950 kV. The 2204's. These 2004's are like 3500. No, 3150 kV on this. It's enough power. Like this has enough power, but this is a goddamn gorilla. Oh yeah, the cat hates all the quads. He's not a fan at all. License to Drive says the 5 blades are quieter than the 8 blades. I think so. I think they are. You can rewind and judge for yourself, but realistically, I don't think you're going to hear a difference. They're close enough where the fact that the Gemfan 5 blades are a lot more durable is like done, game over for me. And the Gemfan 5 blades are T-mount or M5 mount. So, bunch of different advantages there. Well, this has gone very well. Took a little bit of charge out of this battery, that's fine. I'm going to move this over onto the Gemfan props, especially because these Brother Hobby 2004 motors are a lower kV. On this rig with the 2204s, I'm probably going to motor limit that down a little bit, to be honest. 3950 kV on 4S is an awful lot for a Cinewoop. I would rather motor limit it down a little bit and get myself a little bit more throttle resolution, if I'm completely honest. But for right now, I am just going to get rid of these guys and swap on over. Very cool test. Very, very cool little test there. I'm glad that we did that. What do we got here? We got props out. Good, good, good. Damn. This was a good Whoop Wednesday. It's been Whoop Wednesday the whole time. I thought we were going to have to go into 5-inch Wednesday. But no, we've had Whoop content this whole time. That's pretty dope. I am into that. I am pleased with that. Since Remy Tim says that KV is probably making more of a difference than stator size. You said it's 3150 versus 3900. Yeah, when I do the actual head-to-head testing between these two, I'm gonna have to do the math to motor scale down the 2204s so that it's a fair fight. But that shouldn't be bad. 39 versus 31, so that's what, like, probably bring it down to like 80-ish%. I'll do the actual math. Unless one of you guys wants to do the actual math. You wizards, you. You wizards from Waverly Place. What is that? Is that a show? I don't know what that is. Put these titanium M2x7 screws back in here. This is like the ultra lightweight Whoop. Yeah, so I'll change these propellers and then we can weigh these two. See what the fatness difference is. It should, my guess is 20 grams. My guess is that there's going to be a 20 gram difference. Empty Head says, what happened to Tina at Diatone? Nothing that I know of. 3450? I thought they were 3950. If the website says 3450, then that's what they are. Although I could just look on the bell of the motor. 3450. Okay, cool. So it's not as big of a difference as I thought. What am I thinking about 3950? There's a motor that's 3950 that I'm, for some reason, getting confused. with this one. I hadn't heard anything happening to Tina. I hope she's okay though. It sounds like Empty Head is saying that something happened to her. Come on, get in there. Yeah, there we go. Uh, 80%, is that it? No. 3450 versus 3150? Is that really an 80% difference? Okay. Man, look at me. 2 Cinewhoops again. I feel so fancy. I feel so official. License to Drive says, I like these sort of live streams with the close-knit chat. Reminds me of my IRC days. Yeah. From 20 plus years ago with dial-up. Yeah. DQ says, aren't your V1... good call, DQ. DQ's paying attention, man. Look at that guy. That's exactly it, man. The 1504.5s or 3950. And we were just finishing that build yesterday. 3450 versus 3150 is 8 to 9%. Not bad. So I'll scale it down to 91%. Oh, and then there's Remy Tim with the big long number, 91.30434. I already got it wrong. Fail. Come on, get out of there. If any of you married/dating fellas watch Netflix with your significant others, and your significant other wants to watch that new Netflix show Georgia and Ginny, I've actually been watching it alone because I've kind of run out of new things to watch. It's pretty good. It's surprisingly watchable. The acting is at times a little strained, but other than that, it's pretty good. The story's pretty cool, and it seems to be sort of ramping up. Nobody spoil anything for me, or I'll kill you. But yeah, it's watchable. Some shit like that is not watchable, but this is not it. There were a couple parts I had to kind of fast forward. I was just like, okay, this is absolutely awful, but I think maybe only once, maybe twice. It's all right. Check it out, or don't. Do whatever you want. If you haven't checked out Healthy Gamer yet, check that out first. Healthy Gamer on YouTube will educate you on some shit about yourself that you didn't even know. Give Dr. K a watch. You're gonna dig it. And you're gonna be a better person at the end of it, and that's all that matters in this life. And unfortunately, it's kind of hard to do. It's easier just to be a shitbag. But who wants that? 19.2K bod. Oh, man. I almost just put the screw in without the propeller. Oh, boy. I will never forget. The first time I ever got online, it was on a, I think, 2204's K modem. I can picture it in my head, the way the damn thing works. It was just like, this is the future. I just remember, like, this is the future. Like, we will never have anything more high-tech than this. This is the most high-tech thing ever. This is where it's gonna... 28.8, that's it. 28.8, not 24.4. 28.8. Yeah. Word FPV says, the more I try new things, the more I love older rotor... my older Rotorriot HD1 30x30 newbie drone stack with either Emax Ecos, Hype Train Blasters. Wonder why I don't just master that first. Yeah. There's the Hype Train is... The Hype Train with new products is very strong, and it's very easy to fall prey to it. You just gotta resist. Just do your best to resist. Alright, cool. So why don't I do this? I think I have two Hero 8 mounts. I'm gonna put Hero 8 mounts on both of these because that's gonna help with the head-to-head testing. And let's yeah, I'll have them all ready to go. Let's see. I believe I have a 5-degree and a 15-degree mount. Let's take a look. Hey, that's like a 30-degree mount. That's not what I want. That is a Glide Hero 8 mount. That is not what I want either. Oh, actually, you know, I do need to put that on something. That is a bunch of up tilt. What does that look like? Is that 30? Is that 25? Nah, that's 30. Yeah, I'm not gonna put a 30-degree up tilt mount on a Cinewoop. That's kind of silly. I could have sworn that I had a second Hero 8, or was it this? It was this. This is the other one that I had. Okay, that's fine. What is that for? What's that, Hero 7? Oh no, it's Hero 8, but it's less up tilt. Wait, is it? How the hell can I tell? Nah, it's a Hero 7 mount. Isn't it? Man, that is hard to tell. That is really hard to tell. Okay, so that's a Hero 7 mount. So when I compare that, okay, I can tell. Ah, okay, this is Hero 7. Okay, so this is a Hero 7 mount. No real need for this one at the moment, I think, right? Oh, well, wait a second. So is that 30 degrees? Maybe this isn't 30 degrees. Maybe this is only 20 degrees. Ah, look at that. I think this is only 20 degrees. So I could maybe put this onto a Cinewoop. Have a fast Cinewoop and a slow Cinewoop. Oh, they're both kind of slow as dirt. Ooh, I need to get a 3S battery on the charger as well. Okay. Oh. I can compare it to this. I know that this is 30 degrees. Ah, yes. Okay, it's only 20 degrees. Oh, that's pretty cool. I think I'll put that on there. Yeah, that's only 20. Okay. That's 30. That's 20. So this is a 20-degree Glide Hero 8 mount. So Glide 20-degree Hero 8 mount is there. Now, this is a Hero 7 mount, 30 degrees for the Glide. Why does it look so different, though? Why are these so different looking? Hero 7. Oh, this is the one that got ripped in the back. Okay, I got it. Oh, good call. Good call, Remy Tim. iPhone has a level that'll show you degrees. It's like when you look at them though, it's like it's pretty obvious. I just needed to have one of the 30s. So these are both 30s, and these are both for glides. And so I'm going to put both of these with the glides that I'm going to be building to sell on FPVExchange.com. If you're not over there yet, go now, or I'll beat you with a stick. I should have another Glide Hero 8 piece of TPU, though. Ah, there it is. I knew it. I knew it. Ah, okay, cool. So, and that's the one that's 30. Yes, there we go. Okay, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, and... Okay, so I'm going to have a Cinewoop with a 20-degree mount. That's pretty crazy, don't you think? And then these are Hero 8 mounts. They can go on the glides. Sweet. Okay. Makes sense. We've been going for almost 4 hours. I think I'm going to wrap this thing up. License to Drive says slow Cinewoop is actually beneficial with your plan to get the Insta360 Go 2. Its maximum stabilized frame rate is 50 foot per second. Great. Going back to my airsoft days. Frames per second, so you can make the footage playback at 60 and still look great. Why did they do that? Why did they do 50 frames? That's really annoying. Sleepy. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. I need to eat or I'll die. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. You guys are awesome. CiottiFPV.com has a million ways that you can support me, so I can just keep going and doing crazy Whoop Wednesday streams where we test the volume of propellers in an extremely unscientific way. If you haven't checked out the edit that I put up today, I will never forgive you. So I'm going to give you the link, and if you don't go watch it in full quality, I will stab you in the heart. There it is! Thanks for hanging out, everybody. You're awesome. Wait, here's some more crashing. Here's some more crashing from the tree spot to take us out of here. And Epidemic Sounds. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. See what I did there? Tomorrow. For Thirsty Thursday. Be good, or else I'll attack you with a shovel. See you tomorrow.
I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it, then I'm never going back. Get it, then I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it, then I'm never going back. Get it, then I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it, then I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it, then I'm never going. I get to it off the runway. Different incomes, not one way. Living life on a one way. I knew this would happen someday. You can ask my day one day. Cloudy days turn to sun rays. Only way to way up way. Know my way, know my feng shui. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it, then I'm never going back. Get it, then I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it, then I'm never going back. Get it, then I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it, then I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it, then I'm never going. Different summer, different car keys. I'm the life of the party. Might buy a bike like a Harley. Totally do so gnarly. God got me, can't harm me. I got armor and an army. Battle scars, battle smartly. Just forever like a Sharpie. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back.